मिनट यहाँ बैठे हैं।
देखिए, आपके सामने दिल्ली पुलिस के डीसीपी, दिल्ली पुलिस की एडिशनल डीसीपी तमाम अपनी पुलिस फोर्स को लेके, वाटर कैनन को लेके 3-3 लेयर में बैरिकेड लगा के मुख्यमंत्री निवास की ऐसे रक्षा कर रहे हैं। जब मुख्यमंत्री यहाँ पे थे तब भी इतनी रक्षा नहीं करी कभी। इस तरीके से लगे हुए हैं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी लगातार कह रही थी, भारतीय जनता पार्टी लगातार ये कह रही थी, मुख्यमंत्री आवास के अंदर लग्जरी स्विमिंग पूल है, शराब का बार है और सोने का टॉयलेट है। अब तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी को खुल के दिखाना चाहिए। हम सारी की सारी मीडिया को लेके आए हैं, वो बार दिखाना चाहिए, स्विमिंग पूल दिखाना चाहिए। और अगर भारतीय जनता पार्टी की पुलिस इसको छिपा रही है, इसका मतलब अब उनकी पोल खुल रही है और इसके बाद हम लोग प्रधानमंत्री आवास में जाएंगे और देखेंगे कि वहाँ पे क्या क्या उपलब्ध है।
लेकिन सर, चाबी पीडब्ल्यूडी के पास है तो आप लोग अंदर कैसे जाएंगे? अगर
ये मंत्री है भाई उसी विभाग के।
भैया एक बात बताइए, एक जेई किसी दरवाजे को बंद कर सकता है क्या? उसके अंदर क्या दिक्कत है? एक पब्लिक प्लेस है, खाली है। आप लोग चलिए मेरे साथ इंस्पेक्शन करने, उसको देखिए, उसका वीडियो बनाइए, उसको जांचिए, परखिए।
प्रोसेस होता है क्या इंस्पेक्शन के लिए कि आप किसी तरीके से पहले चाबी आपके पास हो ताकि आप अंदर जाकर देख सके कि आखिर रेनोवेशन में हुआ क्या क्या?
देखिए, चाबी तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के पास है और भारतीय जनता पार्टी चाबी नहीं दे रही। क्यों नहीं दे रही? क्योंकि चाबी खुलते ही ताला नहीं खुलेगा, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की पोल खुल जाएगी। इसलिए ये चाबी भारतीय जनता पार्टी नहीं देगी।
राजमहल के जाने की बात कर रहे हैं, आवास में जाने के राजमहल कैसे जाएंगे?
पुलिस और पीडब्ल्यूडी के अधिकारी सब ये कह रहे हैं कि ऊपर से ऑर्डर है, मुख्यमंत्री आवास में किसी को नहीं जाने देंगे, ऊपर से ऑर्डर है।
Sanjay Singh and Saurabh Bhardwaj there right outside this is the former residence of Arvind Kejriwal. Let's listen to what Saurabh Bhardwaj has to say.
मेरे ऊपर तो उपराज्यपाल ही हैं जो ऑर्डर दे के इस निवास की चाबी को छिपा ले।
लेकिन सौरभ, इसी शीश महल को दिखाने की बात
बस थोड़ा 10 मिनट मौका दे।
अब हम तो राजमहल भी लेके जा रहे हैं आपको, आप राजमहल भी चलिएगा।
पीडब्ल्यूडी ने कहा कि सीएम ने पोजीशन नहीं लिया, उनको कई बार कहा गया।
अरे छोड़ दो पोजीशन, चाबी। अब भारतीय जनता पार्टी दिखाए हमें स्विमिंग पूल।
थोड़ा सा पीछे, थोड़ा पीछे हो जाइए आप लोग। अरे भाई थोड़ा सा पीछे हो जाइए, ऐसे मत करिए, थोड़ा पीछे हो जाइए।
So there Aam Aadmi Party's Sanjay Singh and Saurabh Bhardwaj there sitting in protest right outside the former residence of the then Chief Minister. We have Shreya joining us to get us more on this. Shreya, this move by the Aam Aadmi Party comes right after Parvez Singh, Sahib Singh Verma had written to Atishi demanding that they throw open the doors of the Sheesh Mahal for public darshan and for really promoting transparency. And that is exactly what the Aam Aadmi Party is trying to do, but they're unable to do so because there is security cover and they're not letting them through. And it is Aam Aadmi Party that is like escorting the media with them, but they're not being allowed.
Well, of course, right behind me, you can see Sanjay Singh and Saurabh Bhardwaj. The dramatic visuals that we are getting, they're sitting on the floor, trying to confront the police to get investigation is already underway. So it is quite futile to even think that, we will get a sneak peek into the CM house. And also we know that this security arrangements that have been made outside CM house, it's also quite, commonly it's also being seen right now outside the PMO, the PM office, because we know that the Aam Aadmi Party has said that they are open to showing the public and the media the so-called Sheesh Mahal, so-called the museum of the Arvind Kejriwal, museum of corruption as the BJP calls it, only if Prime Minister Narendra Modi's house, which the Aam Aadmi party is calling it the Raj Mahal in Racecourse Road, only if they are open to showing that, then they will let us show, see the Sheesh house. But it's unlikely that we will get to step inside, because the leaders are right now sitting outside on the floor. They are trying to confront the police.
वो कहते थे इसमें सोने का टॉयलेट है मुख्यमंत्री आवास में, स्विमिंग पूल है, मिनी बार है, तो हम आप लोगों को लेके आए थे कि दिखा दें। आप देख रहे हैं इतनी पुलिस लगा के हमें रोक दिया गया, इतनी पुलिस लगा के रोक दिया गया। इसका मतलब कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी झूठ और दुष्प्रचार करती है, भारतीय झूठा पार्टी है वो, और उनका झूठ आज पूरे देश के सामने उजागर हो गया। हम लोगों को जाने नहीं दे रहे हैं, आवास नहीं दिखा रहे हैं, तो अब ये सच सबके सामने आ गया, मीडिया के सामने भी और देश के सामने भी।
तो आप लोग बैठे रहेंगे या आप इंतजार करेंगे?
नहीं, हमने 10 मिनट का समय दिया है, 11:33 पे आपको राजमहल ले चलेंगे। ये नहीं दिखाया, चले राजमहल दिखा दें 2700 करोड़ में जो बन रहा है।
पुलिस ने क्यों नहीं जाने दिया, परमिशन क्यों नहीं?
अब वो कह रहे हैं ऊपर से आदेश है। ऊपर से किसका आदेश है? मोदी जी का, अमित शाह जी का, बीजेपी वालों का किसका आदेश है? वो नहीं बता रहे, नाम नहीं बता रहे, बोल रहे हैं ऊपर से आदेश है।
Ishika joining us as well. Ishika, of course, Sanjay Singh there saying that, they're not being allowed to enter that so-called Sheesh Mahal, where they really want the media to come and see for themselves that there is no mini bar, no swimming pool, no golden toilets, is the claim that is being made by the Aam Aadmi party. But, the police there is saying that there are orders from the top, and which is why these people of the Aam Aadmi party or the media will not be allowed to enter that, former residence of the former chief minister at 6 Flagstaff Road in the civil lines area. Ishika, take us through, of course, the Prime Minister has, often referred to the Sheesh Mahal as the biggest example of the dishonesty of the Aam Aadmi party. Then why is it that the Aam Aadmi party is not being allowed to enter that so-called Sheesh Mahal with the media?
Well, that is something that only the Delhi police officials will be able to answer. But so far, certainly what we are seeing is that there is certainly very dramatic scenes that are going on at the 6 Flagstaff Road bungalow, and how, there is a heated exchange that happened between the Aam Aadmi party leaders and the Delhi police officials, and how now, in fact, the Aam Aadmi party is showing that they are not being able, in fact, they are not being allowed to go inside the 6 Flagstaff Road, where they wanted to show the media what they call lies of the BJP. But certainly we are waiting for a response to come from the BJP side. We are expecting, a response from the BJP shortly, because now certainly the Aam Aadmi party has in fact, targeted the BJP over this, saying that, it remains to be seen that who has given this order for the Aam Aadmi party leaders to not enter the 6 Flagstaff Road, especially when no leader is living there currently. So certainly, if we talk about the officials of, the PWD, the sources in the PWD, we have seen how they had said that, they had given the offer to Chief Minister Atashi, but after the investigation of the agency had started, that is why they had withdrawn it. And currently also we know the fact that the investigation is ongoing, and that is why in fact the officials had withdrawn that offer letter as well. So certainly here the what we are getting to know from the sources, from the officials, is that it is all because of the ongoing investigation. That is certainly the very site of investigation, since there are allegations of corruptions, the financial irregularities in the renovation of that bungalow. So that is, that can be one of the reasons why we saw a very heavy police deployment there, because police was aware, Delhi police was aware that, the delegation from the Aam Aadmi party was to come, and this could have, hampered the investigation of the agency. So this is likely one of the reasons, but we'll have to wait and watch for any official response that comes from the Delhi police. Over to you.
Right, of course, it is the Aam Aadmi Party asking the police there right outside the residence as to why is it that they're not being allowed, why is the permission being denied to enter that 6 Flagstaff residence, which was formerly the residence of the then Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. But obviously, the police they're asking for the permission, saying show us the permission, and now the Aam Aadmi Party they're claiming that keys are being hidden by the BJP, and this is the Aam Aadmi Party there, of course, wanting to refute those claims that are being made in regard to the so-called Sheesh Mahal. And of course, right after this visit, they really did want to walk to the Prime Minister's residence there, referring it to the Raj Mahal and wanting to, have the media take a look at that 2,700 crore rupee, Raj Mahal that they're referring to. Of course, also the BJP there wanting to replicate that civilized bungalow in all the 70 constituencies. And according to the BJP, they've already come up with a model replicating the bungalow, which has been surrounded by controversy after the investigating agencies started probing the alleged wasteful expenditure. We're talking about an expenditure of 33 crore rupees that was spent, which was initially supposed to be 7.9 crore rupees. We will keep tracking the story. Just slipping into a short break for now.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
Republican lawmaker questions the probe as far as the Adani Group by the Biden administration is concerned. A top US lawmaker raising questions over proprietary is Lance Gooden, who has written to the US Attorney General asking if there was a Soros angle as far as the Adani probe is concerned. And that war over Sheesh Mahal escalates as the Aam Aadmi Party that's trying to enter the Sheesh Mahal with the media in order to refute those claims that are being made by the BJP, but they were not allowed entry. Their entry has been denied by the police, demanding a permission to go inside. In the first JPC meeting that's underway on One Nation, One Election, NDTV is exclusive. This is an interview with the JPC chairperson, PP Chaudhary, who says all parties should really be thinking about the nation building first, then other things. In Chennai, a sex assault case that has rocked the Tamil Nadu Assembly session yet again. AIADMK members were again seen wearing black shirts and black pants. There's a DMK in its defense saying swift action has been taken in the case.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news is here.
All set for Trump 2.0. Countdown to January 20th. Terror shadow, visa wars. All the twists and turns. Tracking Trump takeover. Every day at 10:30 p.m. only on NDTV 24/7.
Mahakumbh, a festival of faith, the world's biggest spiritual festival, the divine dip at the spiritual Sangam, a sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025.
we are able to maintain the democratic fabric and the democratic system.
I want to do something that can make a difference.
लगातार जनता की आवाज को सरकार तक पहुंचाने का काम मैं करता हूं.
I was a student up until very recently. I really want to work and do something for my people because they have given me this opportunity. They have elected me.
सोचा नहीं था कि राज्यसभा सांसद बनूंगी.
I've been reporting on all issues, big and small, from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news is here.
All set for Trump 2.0.
Welcome back. Let's get you the latest as far as the assembly session in Tamil Nadu is concerned, and a showdown yet again regarding that alleged rape case at the Anna University in Chennai. So the opposition versus the ruling DMK in the assembly, with the AIA DMK MLAs wearing black shirts and black bands in protest. Do remember, on Monday, the first day of the session, the AIA DMK MLAs were evicted, and the ruling DMK is claiming that they've already taken swift action as far as the case is concerned. To get to know more as to what's really happened this morning, let's just go across to my colleague Sam Daniel, who's joining us on the phone line. Sam, take us through another rocky start with, we can see visuals on our screen of black shirts being worn yet again by the opposition party. And of course, it is DMK that is claiming that enough action has been taken as far as that alleged case of the assault at the Anna University is concerned. We have Sam with us. Sam, many issues that are being that will be raked up, including the safety of women, the law and order situation, the drugs problem. But visuals on our screen of yet another day as far as the assembly session is concerned, with the opposition there coming out in protest, all in black.
Divya, I'm not able to hear you very clearly, but we come to you from the Tamil Nadu Assembly, where as we speak now, the Assembly Speaker has agreed to discuss the issue over the alleged sexual assault on the campus of Anna University recently. All parties, not just the key opposition AIADMK, but all parties, including the allies of the ruling DMK, have all given notice for call attention for a discussion on the alleged sexual assault. And as we speak now, a few opposition leaders have already spoken, and they have expressed concern about the lack of women's safety on Anna University. They raised at least 3 important points so far. One, they want the government to ensure fair investigation, transparent investigation, and ensure that the perpetrator is brought to justice. Secondly, they also raise question on who is the other person the alleged perpetrator had allegedly spoken to in the presence of the survivor on the campus. And they say the police and the investigation should make it clear, dispel doubts, and if there is a person involved, he or she also should be brought to justice. And thirdly, questions are also raised on the role of the governor. This particular Anna University, as we speak, does not have a vice chancellor, and they say governor, being the chancellor, is also responsible for the delay over the confusion over the issue that delays appointment of vice chancellors, and they say governor as chancellor is also responsible for this. And lastly, they raise questions on the role of the registrar in charge in the absence of the vice chancellor and the security in charge for the campus. They say investigation has to be done on this aspect as well, and action taken against these persons as well in terms of their lapses, if any, because they say CCTV cameras were not functioning, and an outsider, in this case a biryani seller, was able to gain access onto the campus and sexually assault a woman student there. So as we speak, the assembly is discussing it, and if everything goes well, AAP Chief EPS would get his turn tomorrow, and on Saturday, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin would, in the form of his response, would address the assembly, answering to all these concerns and questions raised by the opposition and allies of the ruling DMK.
Right, thank you so much, Sam. We will keep coming back to you for more on that. Switching tracks now to Assam, and a body has been recovered from a coal mine in Dima, Assam. Do remember that there are miners who have been trapped since yesterday. It's been 2 days since the water has been gushing, and there are 9 workers who have been trapped. So rescue operations are underway. The water level inside the mine has risen to nearly 100 feet. We have Ratnadeep joining us. Ratnadeep, the Navy has also been roped in as far as rescue operations are concerned, because it has been quite a challenge for the Army and the NDRF as well as the SDRF.
That's right. In fact, behind me you can see the rescue operation continues there. It is led by the deep sea divers of Indian Navy, who have been airlifted last evening from Visakhapatnam by Indian Air Force, and then by Indian Air Force choppers airdropped here in this location. Remember, it's a very remote location from the nearest road head. It is just 25 kilometers, but for this 25 kilometers, you don't find any road. You have to off-road, and that would take you 3 hours to reach here. So it's that remote, and perhaps that remoteness and the lack of mobile network also is a major challenge in terms of communicating with other agencies. But at this moment, the operation continues. In the morning, the divers from the Special Forces of Indian Army along with the NDRF have recovered one lifeless body. Remember, Assam government has accounted for 9 people who are trapped inside since Monday morning 7 a.m. when these mine behind me, which falls under the Kalamati Assam Quarry region, which actually belongs to the Assam Mines and Minerals Department, and there, unfortunately, illegally this operation was taking place as claimed by the state government. One person has been already arrested. Now, essentially, it is a multi-agency operation which is taking place. Now, to add more force to this operation, very high power pumps from ONGC have been brought here so as to de-water the mine. Remember, this mine behind me is 310 feet in depth, and water is there at above 100 feet, and that's exactly why the deep sea divers have been now put into work. And there you can see behind me, as you can see, the top officials are holding those meetings in terms of finding out the strategies. The Indian Navy has put its ROV, which is a remotely operated vehicle which can operate in narrow spaces. Remember, as you go down 310 feet, then parallelly from the pit of the mines, parallelly you have small tunnels where you cannot walk, you only can crawl, and these tunnels are known as the rat holes. And this is where from where the coal was being extracted, and some of these tunnels actually run for about 500 feet, so they're that deep. and in one of the tunnel, water gushed in, probably from a nearby abandoned shaft of another mine. And at this moment, the focus is to look for survivors or bodies, and also to make sure that they can dewater, and therefore ONGC's help has been taken. Coal India Limited have sent their engineers. They are talking to the some of the people who were able to come out before the incident took place, trying to figure out different ways through which if an alternative path also can be found out. So there are several strategies being put in place at this moment behind me here to fast track this multi-agency operation.
Right, thank you so much, Rathadeep, for joining us with those details. And as the war between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party continues in the run-up to the elections in Delhi, the BJP has released a new video of the former residence of the then Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Do remember that the BJP refers to it as the Sheesh Mahal, while it is the Aam Aadmi Party's MP Sanjay Singh who invited the media for a tour of that so-called Sheesh Mahal, Arvind Kejriwal's official residence, while he was the Chief Minister of Delhi. But the police did not allow Sanjay Singh and Saurabh Bhardwaj, along with the media that had turned up there at 11 o'clock this morning, to enter, because the police there asking for permission. It is the Aam Aadmi Party claiming that the BJP is hiding the keys to that residence at 6 Flagstaff Road in the civil lines area of the national capital. Let's just take a look at that video. That's
एक आदमी 300 एकड़ के बंगले, उसको हम कह सकते हैं कि भैया बंगला खाली करो, थोड़ा आम लोगों को भी दे दो जगह। तो इस पार्टी से जो नेता जीत के आएंगे, जो लोग जीत के आएंगे, वो बड़े बंगले नहीं देंगे। जहाँ रह रहा था वहीं रहेगा, उसको बड़ा बंगला नहीं रहेगा।
एक समय था जब वीआईपी कल्चर खत्म करने की बड़ी बड़ी बातें करके एक शख्स राजनीति में आया था। उसकी चिकनी चुपड़ी बातों में आकर जनता ने उसे सत्ता का ताज पहनाया था, और सत्ता में आते ही उसने कर दिया जनता के भरोसे को तार तार। उसे आम आदमी समझने वाला हर शख्स हुआ शर्मसार। आम आदमी की बात करते करते उसने बना लिया खुद को खास, अपने ऐशो आराम का जुटाया उसने सारा साजो सामान। आम आदमी के चोले में छिपे इस शहंशाह की ईमानदारी का फट गया है ढोल। शीश महल के नाम पर हुई करोड़ों की लूट की जनता के सामने खुल गई है पोल। जी हाँ, आप सही समझे, हम बात कर रहे हैं अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की, जिन्होंने सत्ता मिलते ही रंग बदलने में गिरगिट को भी पीछे छोड़ दिया। बंगला ना लेने की बात करने वाले केजरीवाल ने जनता की गाढ़ी कमाई से 52 करोड़ का शीश महल बना लिया, और न सिर्फ शीश महल बनवाया बल्कि उसमें अपने ऐशो आराम का जो सामान लगवाया, वैसी सुविधाएं तो 7 स्टार होटल में भी नहीं मिलती, लेकिन कट्टर ईमानदार सादगी पसंद केजरीवाल के शीश महल में मिलती हैं, जिसमें लगे हैं 5 करोड़ के रिमोट वाले पर्दे, 1 करोड़ की रेलिंग, 70 लाख के ऑटोमेटिक।
Ishika joining us to get us more on this. Ishika, take us through what's really the latest outside that former residence of the then Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, with the BJP now, coming out with what really is inside that bungalow. Those claims that, of course, the Aam Aadmi Party wants to refute, but they're not being allowed to enter with the media. The police there asking for permission.
Well, yes, Divya, as you rightly mentioned, now, in fact, we are seeing that the controversy over, the then Chief Minister's residence, it's a 6 Flagstaff Road bungalow controversy, only now continues to escalate. We are seeing how the Aam Aadmi Party MP and leader, in fact, Sanjay Singh and Saurabh Bhardwaj took the media for a tour of, what the BJP calls the Sheesh Mahal. But on the other hand, we are seeing now that the BJP has released yet another video of what they call is inside that Sheesh Mahal. Now, in fact, while releasing the video, the BJP has, shown in the video that it is, in fact, a mansion, rather, what Arvind Kejriwal has allegedly renovated and made during his, tenure as the Chief Chief Minister of Delhi, and also now BJP has asked numerous questions to the Aam Aadmi Party. Now, what are these questions? Number one, certainly the BJP has asked that why did the Chief Minister now, that is Atashi, not take the possession of the house for 3 months. Remember that this is, in context with the press conference that Atashi did yesterday and the reply that we got from the PWD officials. Now, they are also questioning that why was the Sheesh Mahal not open for media for so long? What is the secret that the Aam Aadmi Party at that time was trying to hide? So all of these questions are now being, posed by the BJP. They have also come out with a poster now over this entire controversy. So, certainly this war of words only now continues to intensify. Over to you.
Right, of course, those extravagant luxuries that the BJP is claiming, such as mini bars, golden toilets and swimming pools, those are the claims that the Aam Aadmi Party is suggesting. And of course, Saurabh Bhardwaj want to refute, but they're not being allowed to take the media inside. That is the very latest that we have for you at this point in time. We'll be back after a very short break with the very latest from outside 6 Flagstaff Road in the national capital, where the Aam Aadmi Party is trying to make its way inside.
Mahakumbh, a festival of faith, the world's biggest spiritual festival, the divine dip and the spiritual sangam, a sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025.
Are able to maintain the democratic fabric and the democratic system.
I want to do something that can make a difference.
लगातार जनता की आवाज को सरकार तक पहुंचाने का काम मैं करता हूं.
I was a student up until very recently. I really want to work and do something for my people because they have given me this opportunity. They have elected me.
सोचा नहीं था कि राज्यसभा सांसद बनूंगी.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news is here.
All set for Trump 2.0. Countdown to January 20th. Terror shadow, visa wars. All the twists and turns. Tracking Trump takeover. Every day at 10:30 p.m. only on NDTV 24/7.
Mahakumbh, a festival of faith, the world's biggest spiritual festival, the divine dip at the spiritual Sangam, a sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025.
We are able to maintain the democratic fabric and the democratic system.
I want to do something that can make a difference.
लगातार जनता की आवाज को सरकार तक पहुंचाने का काम मैं करता हूं.
I was a student up until very recently. I really want to work and do something for my people because they have given me this opportunity. They have elected me.
सोचा नहीं था कि राज्यसभा सांसद बनूंगी.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching NDTV. I'm Bharadwaj and let's take a look at the top stories that we are tracking here at this hour, including the Sheesh Mahal Showdown. Showdown over Sheesh Mahal escalates. Aam Aadmi Party protest demands unlock the official CM residence. Says LG is hiding keys and backing BJP's lies. BJP hits back on Aam Aadmi Party, releases a new video saying Sheesh Mahal is proof of Aam Aadmi Party's corruption. Republican Congressman Lance Goodin writes to U.S. Attorney General against the indictment of industrialist Gautam Adani, calling it a selective action that risks damaging Washington's critical alliance with India. Congressman also asked if there was any George Soros connection to it. And Chennai sex assault case rocks Tamil Nadu Assembly. AIADMK members wear black shirt bands and stage a walkout now after a showdown in the Assembly over the Anna University sexual assault. CM Stalin says swift action is being taken in the assault case. One body has been recovered from an inundated coal mine in Assam, while several labourers are still trapped since the 6th of January in Assam. In yet another eyebrow-raising social media post, President-elect Donald Trump has stirred up international discourse by sharing a map that appears to redraw the geopolitical landscape of North America. The map Trump has posted stakes claim on Canada. In a bid to claim a record 25th slam, Djokovic teams up with rival Andy Murray. The duo are practicing ahead of the New Year's first slam, Australian Open. And viewers, the Sheesh Mahal Showdown is escalating with every minute. As we speak, the Aam Aadmi Party is marching towards the Central Vista project where the new PM's residence is being built. Aam Aadmi Party leaders say they want to see the official residence of the Prime Minister and alleged his 5,000 suits, 6,700 pair of shoes, chandelier worth rupees 200 crore, carpet worth 300 crore are being used inside that official PM's residence that is being built currently in the Central Vista project. This happened after a war of words between AAP MP Sanjay Singh and Delhi Minister Saurabh Bharadwaj, with the corpse who was sitting outside on a dharna outside the official Delhi Chief Minister's bungalow, which the BJP has dubbed as Sheesh Mahal, after the police didn't allow them inside the CM residence. Police had barricaded and there was heavy security that was deployed outside the Delhi CM's residence. The cops had blocked AAP ministers from entering the residence. Hitting back at the cops, the Aam Aadmi party said they wanted to expose BJP's claims and lies that they were perpetuating, and saying that there is a gold commode in bathroom, there is a large swimming pool and mini bar, and the splurge is what the AAP said that is being cited by the BJP is a complete false narrative that is being set ahead of the elections that are just due and will be held. The counting will be on February 5 with results on February 8. And my colleague Ishika is joining me for more on this. Ishika, we are witnessing a new chapter in the Delhi political drama. We are seeing how the Aam Aadmi party is now taking the BJP's claims and allegations head on, with asking them to open up the Delhi CM residence.
Well, yes, Aditi. In fact, as you rightly mentioned, this Sheesh Mahal so-called controversy has now only escalated, and this is a new chapter rather, because, with the accusation and the allegations of the BJP, the Aam Aadmi party has not gone on back foot, but rather they have become even more aggressive in their approach. Today, in fact, we saw how the Aam Aadmi party MP Sanjay Singh and the Aam Aadmi party leader and minister Saurabh Bhardwaj took the media persons for a tour of, the Six Flags Staff Road bungalow. But there we saw dramatic visuals coming in, the heated exchange that happened between the AAP leaders and the Delhi police officials, with the AAP leaders now claiming that they were not allowed to enter, inside, and the Delhi police is saying that the order is given someone who's on a higher position. So now, the Aam Aadmi party questioning whether it is the BJP who's stopping them from entering the Six Flags Staff bungalow. But as you rightly mentioned, this drama does not end there. Now the Aam Aadmi party leaders are marching towards, the Prime Minister's residence. They say, they are calling it Raj Mahal, saying that now, media person should be allowed to see the Prime Minister's residence as well as to how that Raj Mahal has been built. Meanwhile, we have seen now the BJP has attacked, Chief Minister Atashi rather, over this, and with the Delhi BJP president just, a short while ago addressing the media, he asked as to, whom is the AB 17 Mathura road has been allotted, whether or not, is Atashi living there. If she is not residing there, then who is residing there? Also asking that why, when the Arvind Kejriwal was the chief minister and when he was residing in the Six Flags Staff Road, why was it not officially, termed as the chief minister's bungalow? So these are the questions that the BJP is raising. They've also now released a new video of what they call the Sheesh Mahal, saying that, there are luxurious amenities that have been put in place with the financial regularities, allegedly financial irregularities in the renovation, luxurious, spas, swimming pool, mini bar that have been built. And I've also asked this question, that why did Atashi, when she was offered this by the PWD, did not take this offer and stall the investigation of the agencies? So this is only now escalating ahead of the Delhi elections. Over to you.
Right, Ishika, but was this, this march towards the Delhi CM's residence, the official Delhi CM's residence, was just an eyewash? Because we all know that it's a government property, and to go inside it, you need permission from the government. So was this drama, did the Aam Aadmi party try to get a permission from the government before heading towards the residence, or was this just a drama that we are witnessing in the run-up to the Delhi elections?
Well, what we are getting to know as per now, Aditi, is that the Aam Aadmi party delegation did not have any permission when they took the media persons to give a tour of the Six Flags Staff Road bungalow. And that is what we are getting to know. The heavy deployment of police was done to stop them. And the police kept repeating this question, do you have the permission to enter inside? Now, we also know for a fact that the PWD, in fact, had taken back, this offer that they have given to Atashi when she became the chief minister, saying now that this property is under investigation by the agencies. So certainly the PWD officials, they continue to say that this certainly has now become the site of investigation of, the agency in the alleged irregularities, since there is a big controversy around it. So, now, this is under the PWD possession. So certainly you do need, as you rightly said, a permission to enter inside, and that certainly did not appear to be with the Aam Aadmi Party delegation. Thus, one can clearly say that this might be a kind of an eyewash that they have done, but the Aam Aadmi Party has now, questioned the BJP, whether it is the BJP who's trying to stop them. So certainly,
right,
the war of words only continues to intensify. Over to you.
Right, and Ishika, time will tell how well this drama of the Aam Aadmi Party will resonate with the voters in Delhi. But the BJP has hit back on the Aam Aadmi Party. The BJP has released a new video saying that the Sheesh Mahal is a complete proof of Aam Aadmi Party's corruption. And Ishika, hold your thought. We are also hearing that Delhi CM's
Sheesh Mahal
7 लोक कल्याण मार्ग, जिसे 7 रेस्कोर्स रोड कहते थे, राजीव गांधी के समय पे तब से लेकर अब तक जितने प्रधानमंत्री हुए, चाहे वो स्वर्गीय नरसिम्हा राव हुए, स्वर्गीय चंद्रशेखर हुए, वीपी सिंह जी हुए, अपना गुजराल साहब हुए, मनमोहन सिंह जी हुए, श्रद्धेय अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी हुए, सब उसी बंगले में रहे हैं. तो आज मनमोहन सिंह रह रहे हैं, आज नरेंद्र मोदी जी रह रहे हैं. 47 के बाद कोई और प्रधानमंत्री आएगा तो वो रहेगा. तो इसमें इनको क्या तकलीफ? वो सरकारी दर्जा प्राप्त प्रधानमंत्री आवास है जहां सरकारी पैसे से काम होता है. शीश महल में सरकार जब मना कर रही है पीडब्ल्यूडी विभाग कि हमने पैसा नहीं लगाया, वो पैसा चोरी का, पाप की काली कमाई अरविंद केजरीवाल कहां से लाए, उसका जवाब हम मांग रहे हैं.
लगातार परवेश शर्मा के रेजिडेंस पे भी सवाल.
पूर्व सांसद दिल्ली में हिंदुस्तान के, इन सबको कहीं ना कहीं किराए पे मकान आवंटित होता है, सरकार का प्रोविजन है, उस नाते उनको भी मिला है. अरविंद केजरीवाल किस हैसियत से 5 फिरोजशाह रोड रह रहे हैं? इलीगल ऑक्यूपेंट हैं, वो कैसे रह रहे हैं? जवाब देते हैं.
So that was Virendra Sachdeva there countering the allegations that have been levelled by the Aam Aadmi Party. The BJP is now stating that the money which was used inside Delhi Chief Minister's official residence renovation was by corrupt money, that was the black money that was being used by the Aam Aadmi Party. However, the budget that has been allocated to rebuild and renovate the PM's residence, which is in the Central Vista project, which will be building up now, is being used by government money, which is the white money or the money that has been allotted by due procedure that was being followed by the government of India. So this is the war of words that is escalating in the national capital just ahead of the elections. Remember, February 5 is the day when the Delhi voters will decide who will sit on the throne of the national capital, who will win Dilli ka dil. But before that, Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP are trying to win and woo the voters by stating which party is the fair and not the corrupt party by both trading charges at each other. Let's also take a look at what happened when Sanjay Singh and Saurabh Bhardwaj marched towards the Delhi CM's residence and the cops blocked them. Listen in.
अफसर को बुलाइए ना, ये कैबिनेट के मंत्री हैं, मैं सांसद हूँ, अरे लग जाएगा भाई, कोई भीड़ है हमारे साथ, 2 लोग हैं ना हम लोग, आप रास्ता रोक देंगे? कोई नियम कानून के तहत रोकेंगे ना, आप बताइए ना किस लिए रोकेंगे? अरे पीछे हो जाए यार, आपके अधिकारी को बुलाइए, ऊपर कर लेना इसे, डीसीपी साहब को बुलाइए, जो भी है उनको बुलाइए ना, जो भी है बुलाइए उनको. किस नियम के तहत आपने रोक रखा है? हमने किस नियम का उल्लंघन किया? बिना किसी कारण के किसी का रास्ता नहीं रोक सकते आप. कारण बताइए.
मैडम या तो आप कारण बताइए कि
वो इंस्ट्रक्शन है आपके पास,
आपने यहाँ पुलिस का बंदोबस्त किया हुआ है,
वो इंस्ट्रक्शन है आपके पास, क्यों रोक रखा है? क्या इंस्ट्रक्शन है आपके पास बताइए?
आप कौन?
किस लिए आप हैं कौन? क्या है आप?
अरे मैं यूडी मिनिस्टर हूँ दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट का, यही बताएगा कि एंट्री नहीं हो सकती मिनिस्टर की है? क्या बात कर रहे हो तुम? तो तुमने पुलिस बुलाई है? तो किसने बुलाई है पुलिस? मैं क्या करूँगा? और तुम कौन हो जो ये कहने वाले कि कौन कहाँ जाएगा नहीं जाएगा? इसका ऊपर रखना, आपका फ्रेम में आ रहा है।
क्या डायरेक्शन? क्या डायरेक्शन? क्या डायरेक्शन?
वैसे नहीं तो
क्यों नहीं खोला जा सकता? इस बंगले के बारे में दुष्प्रचार कर रहे हैं बीजेपी वाले। यहाँ सोने का टॉयलेट है, स्विमिंग पूल है, मिनी बार है, तो दिखाओ ना। देखा तुमने? देखा है? नई जानकारी तो खोल के दिखाओ, खोल के दिखाओ ना। तुम्हारे मिनिस्टर आए वो देखना चाहते हैं, इनको दिखाओ।
पहले आप आए हुए तब हमने कुछ कहा।
अरे मंत्री को तुम दिखाओगे नहीं?
नहीं,
अपने मिनिस्टर को ही रोक के खड़े हो, इन्हीं को अकेले लेते जाओ, इनको दिखा दो।
भाई मिनिस्टर की डायरेक्शन से बड़ी डायरेक्शन है या तो एलजी की डायरेक्शन है तुम्हें? मेरे से ऊपर तो एलजी है, मेरे से ऊपर किसी आदमी की डायरेक्शन है, तो तुम बताओ किसकी डायरेक्शन है?
किसने रोका है तुम्हें? देखिए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी का झूठ आज पूरे देश के सामने उजागर हो गया। वो कहते थे इसमें सोने का टॉयलेट है मुख्यमंत्री आवास में, स्विमिंग पूल है, मिनी बार है, तो हम आप लोगों को लेके आए थे कि दिखा दें। आप देख रहे हैं इतनी पुलिस लगा के हमें रोक दिया गया, इतनी पुलिस लगा के रोक दिया गया। इसका मतलब कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी झूठ और दुष्प्रचार करती है, भारतीय झूठा पार्टी है वो, और उनका झूठ आज पूरे देश के सामने उजागर हो गया। हम लोगों को जाने नहीं दे रहे हैं, आवास नहीं दिखा रहे हैं, तो अब ये सच सबके सामने आ गया, मीडिया के सामने भी और देश के सामने भी।
So as the countdown to the Delhi polls is escalating, the political showdown is erupting in new forms. Now, the sit-in dharna that was staged by the Aam Aadmi party, the BJP is calling it unnecessary and just an eyewash. As viewers, there is a permission that is needed to go inside a government property. There, you need a permission from the government. Also, this residence is being investigated by investigative properties, and hence, the Aam Aadmi party says that this is just the eyewash tactic and a political diversion that is being used by the BJP. To counter these allegations, I have with me Charu Pragya, who is the BJP spokesperson. Charu, thank you so much for joining me. The Aam Aadmi party is upping the ante against the Bharatiya Janata party. They are saying we need to see for ourselves what's inside the Delhi CM's residence.
Good afternoon, and thank you so much for actually covering this very important issue. See, the important thing is not what is inside the Sheesh Mahal. The important thing is how much money was spent to get those things inside the Sheesh Mahal. Because if we look at the preliminary estimates for renovating that bungalow, it was less than 8 crores. But finally, when the work was completed, the final cost was more than 4 times the estimate. This was revised 5 times. So if you look at those mind-boggling numbers, if you look at the discrepancies, if you see how tenders were not issued and every single amount was billed to be below 10 crore, because that is how the government doesn't need to issue a public tender. All these discrepancies add up and tell us that a lot of money has been siphoned off while this Sheesh Mahal was getting constructed. So when we look at that crores of wastage, and especially collaborated to a time when Delhi was dying of COVID, it is shameful. And today, levying these kind of allegations on the central government is also terrible, because the bungalow was vacated in October. It was offered to the now Chief Minister Atishi in October. Where was she in October, in November, in December? It is now towards the end of January that she remembers that she can make a political issue out of this as well. Let's also remember that bungalow number 6 is not a designated chief minister's residence. It's a house in the general pool. It is allotted to different senior leaders of Delhi government from time to time. And Atishi has currently been also offered 2 other very lavish bungalows which she is supposed to choose. If she fails to choose one and indicate that to PWD, it's but natural the allocation is going to stand cancelled, as happened with bungalow number 6. So at this point of time, people of Delhi are more concerned with improving their standard of living. They're more concerned with getting better infrastructure. They're more concerned with ensuring that, water is not a problem. Health and education run smoothly. They are not interested in listening to a woman who's now a chief minister talk in a very weird manner, saying, I've been made homeless. Madam, please excuse me. Have you even bothered to take a look at the papers? You've been offered not 1, but 4 residences from time to time. Now, if you refuse to occupy them, that's not anyone else's fault.
Okay, but Charu Pragya, the argument that is coming from the BJP is that they are pointing towards the official PM's residence that will be built under the Central Vista project. The rupees 467 crore that is being used to rebuild the Prime Minister's residence. This is what the Aam Aadmi Party says, that you need to also focus on that. You are also doing the same. If 46 crore were used by the Aam Aadmi Party in the official residence of the Delhi Chief Minister by Arvind Kejriwal, then the PM is doing the same. He is also using these lavish carpets, chandelier and suits.
So, yeah, that's exactly what I meant. They want to deviate from issues of Delhi and talk about things like this. We discussed the Sheesh Mahal because of discrepancies and corruption involved. We do not discuss it because it is the Chief Minister's residence. Let's get that one thing very clear. As for the Prime Minister's residence, all of Central Vista is getting renovated, and the reasons for that are very many. For the longest time, our government has been, in fact, leasing out properties which accumulates to thousands of crores of wastage of money, and this entire area is getting redeveloped. See, the question here on Arvind Kejriwal comes because he's the man who went around shouting that I am happy in my 2-bedroom flat, I don't need a fancy car, I like my little Maruti, I don't need security, so on and so forth. And again, I come back to the issue of discrepancies and corruption, which are glaringly obvious on paper. The CWG report has made it very clear that Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi has resorted to underhanded means to construct this bungalow for Arvind Kejriwal. That needs to be looked into. This is our money, Indian taxpayers' money, which is being siphoned off by the leaders of Aam Aadmi Party.
Okay, thank you so much, Charu Pragya, for joining us. So the BJP is saying they are questioning the hypocrisy of Arvind Kejriwal, who once said he doesn't need to live in a lavish bungalow or need a car, but now is using taxpayers' money to build a bungalow, that too during the time when people were searching for basic needs like hospital beds and oxygens, which was the time during COVID. In fact, BJP has also released a video showcasing the hypocrisy of Arvind Kejriwal. Take a look.
एक आदमी 300 एकड़ के बंगले, उसको हम कह सकते हैं कि भैया बंगला खाली करो, थोड़ा आम लोगों को भी दे दो जगह। तो इस पार्टी से जो नेता जीत के आएंगे, जो लोग जीत के आएंगे, वो बड़े बंगले नहीं लेंगे। जहाँ रह रहा था वहीं रहेगा, उसको बड़ा बंगला नहीं रहेगा।
एक समय था जब वीआईपी कल्चर खत्म करने की बड़ी बड़ी बातें करके एक शख्स राजनीति में आया था। उसकी चिकनी चुपड़ी बातों में आकर जनता ने उसे सत्ता का ताज पहनाया था, और सत्ता में आते ही उसने कर दिया जनता के भरोसे को तार तार। उसे आम आदमी समझने वाला हर शख्स हुआ शर्मसार। आम आदमी की बात करते करते उसने बना लिया खुद को खास, अपने ऐशो आराम का जुटाया उसने सारा साजो सामान। आम आदमी के चोले में छिपे इस शहंशाह की ईमानदारी का फट गया है ढोल। शीश महल के नाम पर हुई करोड़ों की लूट की जनता के सामने खुल गई है पोल। जी हाँ, आप सही समझे, हम बात कर रहे हैं अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की, जिन्होंने सत्ता मिलते ही रंग बदलने में गिरगिट को भी पीछे छोड़ दिया। बंगला न लेने की बात करने वाले केजरीवाल ने जनता की गाढ़ी कमाई से 52 करोड़ का शीश महल बना लिया और न सिर्फ शीश महल बनवाया बल्कि उसमें अपने ऐशो आराम का जो सामान लगवाया वैसी सुविधाएं तो 7 स्टार होटल में भी नहीं मिलती, लेकिन कट्टर ईमानदार सादगी पसंद केजरीवाल के शीश महल में मिलती हैं, जिसमें लगे हैं 5 करोड़ के रिमोट वाले पर्दे, 1 करोड़ की रेलिंग, 70 लाख के ऑटोमेटिक दरवाजे, 65 लाख के टीवी, 30 लाख की रिमोट कंट्रोल लाइट, 9 लाख का फ्रिज, 4 लाख की मसाज वाली कुर्सी। ये लिस्ट बहुत लंबी है। और तो और केजरीवाल जी इतने आम हैं कि उनके एक टॉयलेट सीट की कीमत 12 लाख है। ये आम सी टॉयलेट सीट केजरीवाल जी को इतनी भाई कि शीश महल खाली करने से पहले वो उसे उखाड़ कर अपने साथ ही ले गए। आखिर शौक बड़ी चीज है, फिर चाहे केजरीवाल जी के आम से शौक पूरे करते करते दिल्ली का खजाना ही क्यों न खाली हो जाए या दिल्ली 30 सालों में पहली बार कर्जे में ही क्यों न डूब जाए, लेकिन शहंशाही में बड़े बड़े महाराजाओं को पीछे छोड़ देने वाले दिल्ली के बादशाह बने बैठे केजरीवाल जी की शान में जरा भी कमी नहीं आनी चाहिए।
And for more on this, I'm being joined by Ishika. Ishika, as we continue to track Aam Aadmi Party's march towards the Prime Minister's residence, can you take us to exactly where is the Aam Aadmi Party leaders right now?
हमारे बच्चे हैं वो और अच्छी पढ़ाई करेंगे, उनको अच्छा खाना मिलेगा, अच्छे कपड़े मिलेंगे।
Well, yes, in fact, as you rightly mentioned, we are seeing today the drama over the Sheesh Mahal row has only now escalated. We first saw the Aam Aadmi Party delegation, the MP Sanjay Singh and also leader and Minister Saurabh Bhardwaj, how they went there to the 6 Flagstaff Road bungalow, but there was a heated exchange between the cops and the Aam Aadmi Party, after which they were not allowed to enter inside because apparently they did not have any permission. And now what we are getting to know is that the Aam Aadmi Party delegation is now marching towards, in fact, the Prime Minister's residence. Now they say, that there is, they are calling it Raj Mahal. That is what they have termed as a counter to the BJP's Sheesh Mahal jibe for the 6 Flagstaff Road, and they are marching there. Sanjay Singh, the Aam Aadmi Party MP, in fact, has now challenged, the BJP, saying that, they should now throw open the doors of the Raj Mahal. While, in fact, we have seen how, the Sheesh Mahal, rather the 6 Flagstaff Road controversy only increasing with yesterday Chief Minister Atashi saying that she was evicted from, from that residence twice. But also we saw the response that came, from the, PWD sources, them telling us, in fact, that she was not, in fact, evicted. She did not ever take the possession. She, she was not even shifting there, but rather delaying the process of the investigation of the agency. Now, certainly now we are seeing that this has become only the highlight of the BJP's campaign in this election, after especially the Prime Minister here in Delhi gave, call that, the Sheesh Mahal jibe, through that Sheesh Mahal jibe at Arvind Kejriwal, calling Aam Aadmi Party the Aapda Sarkar and claiming that this is the biggest example of dishonesty of the Aam Aadmi Party and of, in fact, Arvind Kejriwal. So now, in fact, we are seeing that the Aam Aadmi Party has not gone on back foot, but rather, they are, in fact, only, going on with another aggressive move. Sir, joining us now is Parvesh Verma. Sir, आपने एक चिट्ठी लिखी थी आतिशी को कि शीश महल के दरवाजे खोलने चाहिए. आज आम आदमी पार्टी के जो तमाम नेता है वो वहां पर पहुंचे. उन्होंने बोला कि बीजेपी ने ही शायद ऑर्डर दिया, आज उन्हें अंदर जाने ही नहीं दिया गया.
देखिए, ऐसे जो है अलोकतांत्रिक तरीके से अगर वो वहाँ पे घुसने की कोशिश करेंगे तो कोई भी नहीं जाने देगा. मैंने PWD सेक्रेटरी को पत्र लिखा है और अगर मुझको परमिशन मिल जाती है तो मैं यहाँ की नई दिल्ली की जनता को लेकर जाऊँगा और उनको दिखाऊँगा कि एक व्यक्ति ने उनको सपने का वायदा किया था, उनको सपनों को पूरा करने का वायदा किया था और उन्होंने कैसे उनके सपनों की लाशों के ऊपर में अपना शीश महल बनाया, वो भी उस समय जब सारे देश में कोविड था, लॉकडाउन था और जब लोग कह रहे थे दवाई दीजिए तब वो शराब देते थे, जब यहाँ के झुग्गी वाले कह रहे थे कि हमको मकान दीजिए तब वो अपना शीश महल बना रहा था. और शीश महल भी ऐसा लगता है जैसे दुबई के किसी शेख का हो. तो अगर हमें परमिशन मिल गई मैं आपको भी लेकर जाऊँगा, दिखाऊँगा.
सर लेकिन आज हम देख रहे हैं कि आम आदमी पार्टी के जो नेता हैं उन्हें जब परमिशन नहीं मिली तब वो अब प्राइम मिनिस्टर के रेसिडेंस के तरफ मार्च कर रहे हैं। उन्होंने एक चैलेंज दिया है बीजेपी को कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर का रेसिडेंस जिसे वो राजमहल बता रहे हैं अब वो मीडिया के लिए खोला जाए। आप इसे कैसे
देखिए कोई वो यहाँ पे 10 साल रहे, अगर कुछ उन्होंने काम किए हुए थे, कॉलेज बनाए होते तो वो कॉलेज दिखाते, अगर हॉस्पिटल बनाए होते तो वो हॉस्पिटल दिखाते, क्योंकि काम ही कुछ नहीं किया। उनके पास में कोई मुद्दा नहीं चुनाव लड़ने का, ना कोई एजेंडा है, केवल एक बात को 5 साल बोलते रहना हमें काम नहीं करने दे रहा। अगर आपको काम नहीं करने देते तो आपको आगे भी नहीं करने देंगे, क्योंकि ऊपर तो मोदी जी बैठे हैं। तो ये झगड़े की राजनीति से दिल्ली वालों को बचना चाहिए। बीजेपी की सरकार आएगी, बिना झगड़े के सारे काम होंगे।
तो इनफैक्ट हम ये भी देख रहे हैं कि आज आप अरविंद केजरीवाल के खिलाफ खड़े हैं, तो आज आपने ये भी एक कैंपेन अपना एक यहाँ पे शुरू किया है।
देखिए मैं यहाँ के लोगों को 11 साल में ना तो इनको साफ पानी मिला आपको साफ पानी नहीं, आपके घर में 24 घंटे साफ पानी आ रहा है, ना तो इनको शौचालय मिला है, ना इनको साफ पानी मिला है, ना इनके बच्चों को नौकरी मिली है, ना इनके हमारी अम्माओं को जो है ना पेंशन की सुविधा मिली है, कोई नहीं मिली सुविधा। 11 साल से ये व्यक्ति इनके सपनों को लूट रहा है, इनके सपनों को, इनके बच्चों के सपनों को कोई काम नहीं कर रहे हैं। मैंने सारी बहनों को लाडली योजना का कार्ड बना, आपका सारी बहनों का लाडली योजना का कार्ड बना, सबको जो है सुविधा मिल रही है हर महीने और अगले महीने भी मिलेगी, 5 साल तक मिलती रहेगी। अब मैं इनके बच्चों को नौकरी दे रहा हूँ, अगर मैं बच्चों को नौकरी दूंगा तो इनका घर अच्छे से चलेगा। ये अरविंद केजरीवाल 11 साल में एक भी बच्चे को नौकरी नहीं दे पाया। मैंने कहा है कि मैं आपके बच्चों को एक ही हफ्ते में नौकरी दे दूंगा। यहाँ के अभी तक हमारे पास में 5000 एप्लीकेशन आएंगी, 5000 में से मेरी कोशिश है ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा बच्चों को नौकरी लग जाए, और जिनकी नहीं लगेगी उनको वेटिंग लिस्ट में डालेंगे, उनको फिर हम दोबारा से मार्च में कैंप लगाएंगे, दोबारा देंगे। अब अगले महीने हमारी सरकार बन जाएगी, उसमें मैं अरविंद केजरीवाल ने एक भी सरकारी नौकरी नहीं निकाली, मैं हजारों सरकारी नौकरी निकालूंगा, आपके बच्चों को पहले दूंगा सरकारी नौकरी।
तो आप सब बहुत कॉन्फिडेंट है कि बीजेपी की सरकार इस बार आएगी?
100% आएगी, और ये लोग बनाएंगे बीजेपी की सरकार। ये लोग कह रहे हैं कि हमको केजरीवाल को सबक सिखाना है क्योंकि उसने कोई काम नहीं किया।
So certainly, as you heard here, the BJP leader Parvesh Verma saying that the BJP is going to take this, in fact, with their campaign, the Sheesh Mahal Rao. But apart from that, they are also going to take the local issue, the promises that were made by Arvind Kejriwal, but he was not able or did not fulfill them. Over to you.
Right. Thank you so much, Ashika, for bringing us that update. And shifting our focus to the Tamil Nadu Assembly, which resumed today, and AIADMK members were seen wearing black t-shirts, shirts and black bands on the Chennai sex assault case, where they allege that the DMK government has made the Tamil Nadu state an unsafe state. My colleague Sam Daniel is joining me for more on this. Sam, take us through what exactly Chief Minister Stalin said while hitting back at AIADMK members. And the AIADMK members today protested inside the Tamil Nadu Assembly as well as outside over Chennai sex assault case. Remember, a student was sexually assaulted inside Anna University in Chennai, and a biryani seller was arrested in the case. But since that rape horror jolted the nation, the AIADMK and the BJP are targeting the DMK government, the Stalin government, saying that it is now unsafe even inside the universities for students to live in Tamil Nadu, and hence the DMK government should step down. The Chief Minister Stalin should step down. However, Chief Minister Stalin has now hit back at the protesting members. My colleague Sam Daniel is joining me for more on this. Sam, take us through the exact details that Chief Minister Stalin gave while slamming the protest of the AIADMK.
Well, responding to the call attention motion brought in by both the key opposition AIADMK and few other parties, including the PMK and BJP, also some of the allies of the ruling DMK, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has responded with respect to the alleged sexual assault on the Anna University campus. He says FIR in this case was immediately registered and the suspect arrested in a few hours. He says the SIT investigation by the team constituted by the High Court is underway. No matter who is involved from any background, that person would be arrested, tough action would be taken. He denies allegations of the opposition. He says in the case of another sexual scandal allegation during the AAP regime, 12 days were taken to file the FIR, but in this case it was done immediately. And he says there are attempts to tarnish the ruling DMK with what he calls baseless allegations, but that will not work. And he says don't intimidate girls coming to college and their higher education. With respect to allegations by the BJP, he says he does not want to bring dishonor to the House by responding to what the BJP has brought to the public domain. And he also added on allegations that suspect is a member of the DMK. MK Stalin for the first time has conceded that that person is a supporter of the DMK but not a member of the DMK. Nevertheless, he says we have arrested him, we're not shielding or protecting him, and even Gundas has been invoked against him. And women's safety, he says, is paramount for the ruling DMK. But the opposition is not satisfied. The AADMK walked out of the assembly saying that the Chief Minister ought to respond to this particular case and not rake up what happened under the AADMK regime. He has to explain what in terms of women's safety has been done in the context of the recent sexual assault. The BJP again says there's no point in blaming the Chancellor, the Governor Chancellor, for not having appointed the Vice Chancellor for Anna University and tacitly making him responsible. The BJP says even outside campuses across Tamil Nadu, crime against women and law and order in that case, in that sense, is on the rise. Crime is on the rise, and the Chief Minister ought to have used this opportunity, the BJP feels, to explain what measures have been put in place to ensure women's safety, to enhance women's safety across Tamil Nadu. And this is what the Congress Legislature Party head, Selva Perandugai, MLA, had to say. Joining us now, Mr. Selva Perandugai, the Tamil Nadu Congress President and MLA. Thank you very much for your time. How does the Congress look at the alleged sexual assault on the Anna University campus? Are you going soft because you're an ally?
We are condemning the Anna University issue. The High Court monitoring this case. Already one accused Nanasegaran arrested. Act 14 invoked. He is in prison. Investigation going on. Our Honorable Chief Minister, Tamil Nadu Police, thoroughly the investigation going on. Apart from that, the special investigation team, Thiru police officer appointed. So investigation going on, truth will come out.
One question being raised by the opposition about who is the other person.
Even opposition party, even particularly BJP, ADMK talking about this, who's that sir? What we are asking Congress, the server and the control of the union government, telecom department and the control of the union government, they should tell who's that sir.
Lastly, the UGC has brought many changes in the draft guidelines with respect to appointment of vice chancellors and even principals to colleges across the country.
The BJP RSS agenda, all power from state government, they're taking the union government. Already the education department they're taken. So now they're going to take all higher education department to union government control. Governor only ruling the government.
What's your worry on that?
No, we are condemning this. We have to withdraw.
The kind of impact this could have on higher education?
Definitely we are going to approach the Supreme Court. We are going to approach the people. Definitely it will be scrapped.
And with that, we're slipping into a very short break, but showdown over Sheesh Mahal continues, and it is our top focus here at NDTV.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
Showdown over Sheesh Mahal continues in the national capital. Aam Aadmi Party Netas protest demand unlock the Chief Minister residence. Says Delhi LG is hiding keys and backing BJP's lies. BJP hits back, releases video of Sheesh Mahal, says this is the proof of Aam Aadmi Party's corruption. Republican Congressman Lance Gooden writes to U.S. Attorney General against the indictment of industrialist Gautam Adani, calling it a selective action that risks damaging Washington's critical alliance with India. Congressmen also asked if there was any George Soros link to it. In Chennai sex assault case, Chief Minister Stalin speaks of the swift action taken by the government. However, AADMK and other opposition leaders protest. In the Assam coal mine mishap, one body has been recovered while rescue operation continues for the remaining trapped miners.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news is here.
All set for Trump 2.0. Countdown to January 20th. Terror shadow, visa wars. All the twists and turns. Tracking Trump takeover. Every day at 10:30 p.m. only on NDTV 24/7.
Mahakumbh, the festival of faith, the world's biggest spiritual festival, the divine dip at the spiritual Sangam, a sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025.
We are able to maintain the democratic fabric and the democratic system.
I want to do something that can make a difference.
लगातार जनता की आवाज को सरकार तक पहुंचाने का काम मैं करता हूं.
I was a student up until very recently. I really want to work and do something for my people because they have given me this opportunity. They have elected me.
सोचा नहीं था कि राज्यसभा सांसद बनूंगी.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the 18th edition of the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention, a key initiative of the government to connect and engage with the Indian diaspora in Bhubaneswar. The president will come from foreign countries. They will address the gathering virtually. The Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is celebrated on January 9 to mark Mahatma Gandhi's return from South Africa to India in 1915. And while addressing an event, Jaishankar said that Prime Minister Modi's attitude has transformed India. Listen in.
This state offers a tremendous opportunity to experience personally much of what we would be discussing in the course of the PBD. Its cultural festivals and religious and archaeological sites are a reminder why we in India consider ourselves to be a civilizational society. The new India, with 90,000 startups and 100+ unicorns, has calling cards like Drone Didi, Atal Tinkering Labs, hackathons, green hydrogen mission, or nano fertilizers. Friends, ambitious visions need strong foundations to be realized. Our collective prospects are no exception to that rule. Here again, it is critical to invest in our youth in order to achieve their full potential.
The parliamentary panel constituted to scrutinize the two simultaneous election bills is holding its first meeting today, with officials of the Law and Justice Ministry briefing the members on the provisions of the proposed laws. The 39-member Joint Committee of Parliament is headed by BJP MP PP Chaudhary and includes members of all major parties, including Priyanka Gandhi Vadra of the Congress, Sanjay Jha of the JDU, Shiv Sena's Shrikant Shinde, Aam Aadmi Party's Sanjay Singh and TMC's Kalyan Banerjee. BJP says leaders need to rise above party politics as the continuous objection from the opposition parties continue. Listen in to the chairman of this panel, what he has to say to our colleague Aishwarya Jain.
Well, the Joint Parliamentary Committee on One Nation, One Election is set to meet today. Joining with me is Chairperson of the Joint Parliamentary Committee on ONOP, Mr. PP Chaudhary. Sir, thank you so much for speaking to NDTV. Sir, आप आज पहली बैठक में जा रहे हैं. क्या कुछ आगे इसकी योजनाएं रहने वाली हैं? कैसे JPC आगे काम करने वाली है? आप अगर विस्तार से हमें बता सकें.
देखिए, सबसे बड़ी बात है कि ये जो बिल भारत के संविधान में संशोधन का JPC को दिया है पार्लियामेंट ने, और ये सरकार की भी मंशा थी. प्रधानमंत्री जी स्वयं की जो हैं, माननीय गृह मंत्री जी ने वहाँ पर फ्लोर पे ये कहा कि सरकार की मंशा है कि इस बिल को सभी पक्षों को सुना जाए, सभी स्टेक होल्डर्स की ओपिनियन ली जाए, उनकी राय ली जाए, और उस राय को लेने के बाद में कमेटी के मेंबर्स जो हैं, सारे एमिनेंट मेंबर हैं, मुझे बहुत खुशी है इस बात की, और वो हम उसको डेलिब्रेट करेंगे, उसको डिस्कस करेंगे, ओपन माइंड से करेंगे, उसके बिल की मेरिट पे करेंगे और डिस्पैशनेटली करेंगे, और हम कोशिश करेंगे सबको सुनने के बाद में कि हमारा कंसेंसस बने राष्ट्र हित में. ऐसा हम प्रयास करेंगे, और कंसेंसस जो बनने के बाद में हम हमारी रिकमेंडेशन जो होगी वो हमेशा नेशनल इंटरेस्ट में होगी. और जहाँ तक कमिटी सिस्टम वर्किंग इंडिया का है, वो अपने आप में बहुत अच्छा है. उसमें हमारे मेंबर्स जो होते हैं, आज तक प्रैक्टिस ये रही है कि पार्टी लाइन से ऊपर उठ के राष्ट्र हित में पहले सोचते हैं. तो हमेशा रिकमेंडेशन जो होगी, मैं आपको ये बता दूं, कमिटी की रिकमेंडेशन नेशनल इंटरेस्ट में होगी, आम जन के फायदे के लिए होगी, देश के फायदे के लिए होगी.
बिकॉज दिस इज़ अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एंड आपको चेयरपर्सन बनाया गया है इस कमेटी का. जब बिल पेश हुआ था लोकसभा में, हमने देखा था काफ़ी हंगामा हुआ था. तमाम अपोजिशन की पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज़ ने इसका विरोध किया था, ड्रैकोनियन तक बताया था इस बिल को. आप और तमाम कमेटी के मेंबर्स, आपने बोला कंसेंसस बनाने की बहुत ज़रूरत है, पार्टी लाइन से ऊपर उठकर देश हित के बारे में सोचने की ज़रूरत है. किस तरीके से एक पेज पर आप तमाम लोगों को लेकर आएंगे?
देखिए, मैं आपको बहुत स्पष्ट कर दूं, आप पूरा कन्वेंशन देखिए, हमारा प्रेसिडेंट देखिए, जो कमिटी सिस्टम का वर्किंग है वो हमेशा वर्किंग अबो पार्टी पॉलिटिक्स से उठ करके देश हित में रहा है, और हमेशा 99% कंसेंसस के आधार पे कमेटी ने अपनी रिपोर्ट दी है। तो हमारी ये प्रैक्टिस है, बहुत साउंड प्रैक्टिस है। तो आप विश्वास करिए, कमेटी के मेंबर पे विश्वास करिए, सब पे विश्वास करिए, हमें सब पे विश्वास है।
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया हमसे बात करने के लिए। So that was PP Chaudhary, the chairperson of the Joint Parliamentary Committee of One Nation One Election, speaking exclusively to NDTV.
And my colleague Aishwarya Jain is joining me on the phone line as well. Aishwarya, has the meeting ended now? What is the result, is the likely result or outcome of this meeting that we are expecting?
Well, this is the first meeting of the Joint Parliamentary Committee on One Nation, One Poll, and this is an introductory meeting as far as Ministry of Law officials are concerned. They will be briefing the entire members of the Joint Parliamentary Committee on the Ramnath Kovind report that was submitted in September last year to President of India after having wide consultations with the stakeholders that involved political parties, Election Commission of India, and also the judiciary as well. PP Chaudhary, the chairperson, spoke to NDTV exclusively this morning and stated that he would like to urge all the JPC members to stand beyond the party lines and for the nation's interest. It should be the party members that should hold consultations with different stakeholders. The Joint Parliamentary would like to invite the political parties, the election commissions, the judiciary as well, and deliberate upon how the simultaneous polls can be conducted in the entire country. Of course, the sources also indicated to us that in this particular meeting, which is still underway in the Parliament, there would be discussions upon the legality, constitutionality, and the logistical arrangements that could be made for the simultaneous polls. How this will pan out in the upcoming few weeks, as the JPC had to submit its report within the 90 days of time frame, is something that would be very interesting to see.
Right. Thank you so much, Aishwarya, for joining us with that update. Now shifting our focus to another big update, challenging the decision of the Biden administration to investigate the activities of Indian billionaire Gautam Adani and his companies. An influential Republican lawmaker has said such selective actions risk damaging critical alliance partners. In a strongly worded letter to U.S. Attorney General, Congressman Lance Gooden, member of the House Judiciary Committee, demanded answers on the Justice Department's selective prosecution of foreign entities and the potential harm such actions pose to US's global alliances and economic growth, and that if there is any George Soros connection to it. The Department of Justice's selective actions risk damaging critical alliances with key partners like India, one of America's strongest allies in the Asia-Pacific region, Gooden said in his letter dated January 7, and the letter is on your screens right now. He is a 5-term lawmaker, Republican lawmaker. He has said that targeting entities that invest tens of billions of dollars and create tens of thousands of jobs for Americans only harms the US in the long run. This is the letter that has been stated by Lance Gooden. Gooden is a member of the House Judiciary Committee. The lawmaker says, is there a Soros connection to the probe? Lawmaker Lance Gooden has written to U.S. Attorney General. Gooden is an influential 5-term Republican member. Gooden is a member of the House Judiciary Committee. And he says, is there a Soros connection to the probe involved? Questioning the probe that is underway. He said a selective prosecution of foreign entities is taking place in the United States. Potential harm will bring in if such global alliances of the US is targeted by US. He said further, and I quote, "Don't chase rumors, punish bad actors at home." He further says, and I quote, "Move discourages valuable new investors." This he hints at the probe that is being undertaken by the US. He said only true goal is disruption for President Trump. So he is sidelining and saying that these tactics by the United States are only for one goal, that is disruption for President Trump. This will bring potential harm to global alliances of the United States. Shifting our focus to the Sheesh Mahal Showdown that is underway. Now BJP MP Sudhanshu Trivedi is addressing the media and countering the allegations leveled by the Aam Aadmi Party. Take a look.
के द्वारा हुआ, वो जितना भी प्रयास कर लें, परंतु शीश महल जो केजरीवाल जी की विलासिता का स्मारक है और इट इज द म्यूजियम, इसे अब वो बचा नहीं सकते। दिल्ली की जनता को जिस निर्लज्जता के साथ लूटकर इस शीश महल का में अनेक प्रकार की सुख भोग की वस्तुओं का संग्रहालय बनाया गया, उस हकीकत से वो बच नहीं सकते। और इसी से बचने के लिए जो कुछ उन्होंने आज किया है, वो राजनीतिक दृष्टि से उच्छृंखलता, उद्दंडता और अराजकता का एक भोंडा प्रदर्शन है, जो आम आदमी पार्टी के नेचुरल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक, स्वाभाविक प्रवृत्ति के अनुरूप है। इस विषय का तकनीकी पक्ष भी बताएंगे, मगर उससे पहले मैं बताना चाहता हूं, यह आम आदमी पार्टी का नेचुरल कैरेक्टर है कि हमेशा अराजकता पैदा करना, और इसी कारण माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने इन्हें आपदा कहा है। मैं सिर्फ स्मरण कराना चाहता हूं, अक्टूबर 2012 में केजरीवाल जी भारत के एकमात्र पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री हैं जिन्होंने खुद खड़े होकर बिजली की तारें काटी थी। यह इनकी अराजक प्रवृत्ति का उदाहरण था। 2014 में गणतंत्र दिवस परेड पे बड़े से बड़े दौर में, आपातकाल के दौर में भी हम लोगों ने स्वतंत्रता दिवस और गणतंत्र दिवस पे कोई प्रदर्शन नहीं किया था। इन्होंने न सिर्फ धरना प्रदर्शन किया, बल्कि धमकी दी थी कि राजपथ को प्रदर्शनकारियों से भर देंगे। 5 मार्च 2014 को भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यालय पर लाठी डंडों को लेकर अशोक मार्ग वाले हमारे पुराने कार्यालय पे हमला किया था, और जिसमें इनकी सेंट्रल वर्किंग कमेटी के लोग थे, यानी जैसे हमारे यहां पार्लियामेंट्री बोर्ड के लोग हों। 19 फरवरी 2018 को मुख्यमंत्री आवास के अंदर चीफ सेक्रेटरी के साथ भौतिक हिंसा, फिजिकल मारपीट की गई, पिटाई का आरोप। और 13 मई 2024 को अपनी ही पार्टी की सांसद स्वाति मालीवाल के साथ मारपीट। और आज 8 जनवरी 2025 को जबरन मुख्यमंत्री आवास पे पीडब्ल्यूडी मिनिस्टर कह रहा है। मैं उनसे पूछना चाहता हूं, अगर आपकी बातों में रत्ती भर भी सच्चाई थी, तो आज चुनाव आचार संहिता लगने की इंतजार क्यों कर रहे थे आप? कल तक तो पीडब्ल्यूडी मंत्री महोदय के हाथ में सब कुछ था। यह लाचारी है या बाजीगरी है, यह दिल्ली की जनता भली भांति समझ रही है। और फिर उसके बाद जिस ढंग से सरकारी कर्मचारियों को धमकाते हुए दिखाई पड़े, यह निश्चित रूप से दिल्ली और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट दोनों के सरकारी कर्मचारियों का भी अपमान है। और यह उनकी उसी अराजक प्रवृत्ति के अनुरूप है जिसमें वो चीफ सेक्रेटरी के साथ मारपीट कर चुके हैं और अपनी सांसद के साथ मारपीट कर चुके हैं। तो इसलिए हम बहुत स्पष्ट शब्दों में कहना चाहते हैं कि आज जो कुछ भी आम आदमी पार्टी ने किया है, यह इनकी उच्छृंखल, उद्दंड और अराजक प्रवृत्ति का सीधा साधा उदाहरण है।
And with that, we're slipping into a very short break. My colleague Rika Roy joins you next.
All set for Trump 2.0. Countdown to January 20th. Terror shadow, visa wars. All the twists and turns. Tracking Trump takeover. Every day at 10:30 p.m. only on NDTV 24/7.
Mahakumbh, the festival of faith, the world's biggest spiritual festival. The divine dip at the spiritual Sangam. A sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025.
We are able to maintain the democratic fabric and the democratic system.
I want to do something that can make a difference.
लगातार जनता की आवाज को सरकार तक पहुंचाने का काम मैं करता हूं.
I was a student up until very recently. I really want to work and do something for my people because they have given me this opportunity. They have elected me.
ये सोचा नहीं था कि राज्यसभा सांसद बनूंगी.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news is here.
All set for Trump 2.0. Countdown to January 20th. Terror shadow, visa wars. All the twists and turns. Tracking Trump takeover.
Showdown in Tamil Nadu Assembly over Chennai student rape case. CM Stalin admits that the accused is a supporter but denied that accused is a DMK member. The first Joint Parliamentary Committee meeting on One Nation, One Election is underway, and NDTV gets an exclusive. We'll get it for you. The chairperson, PP Chaudhary, speaks to NDTV, says all parties should think about nation building. One body has been recovered from an inundated coal mine in Assam, while several labourers are still trapped inside since the 6th of January. In the capital, this showdown over Sheesh Mahal, AAP protests and demands unlocking of Chief Minister's house. They say that LG is hiding keys, backing BJP's lies, while BJP says that Sheesh Mahal is a proof of AAP's graft. Republican Congressman Lance Gooden writes to US Attorney General asking the indictment of industrialist Gautam Adani, calling it a selective action that risks damaging Washington's critical alliance with India. Congressman also asked if there was any George Soros connection to it. We zoom in at this hour on the story coming in from south of India, from Chennai. There has been showdown in the Tamil Nadu Assembly over the Anna University student rape case. Tamil Nadu, in fact, CM M.K. Stalin has spoken inside the Assembly,
saying that there was an immediate FIR and arrest of the accused. He said that there are baseless allegations to tarnish his party. Opposition is now gunning for the ruling party over this issue. AIDMK MLAs are wearing black shirts and they have also walked out of the assembly. Those are the pictures on your screen of the AIDMK MLAs walking out of the assembly over the Anna University rape case. They are asking for justice for the victim. My colleague Sam Daniel joins me for more on this story. Sam, it's been a stormy assembly session this time around. Tell us what exactly the opposition wants now. The fact that Stalin has said that the accused is a supporter and not a party member, what more really are they asking for?
Well, Rika, all political parties, the opposition as well as the allies of the ruling DMK had sought call attention motion to discuss, to raise questions on the recent alleged sexual assault on the Anna University campus. And at the end of it, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin responded, giving information in terms of the action taken, responding to allegations of who exactly is the suspect, and also politically taking on the opposition. To begin with, he says, in the case of the Anna University sexual assault case, the FIR was filed immediately. In a few hours, the suspect was arrested and special investigation team's investigation is going on. No matter whoever is involved in this case, all will be arrested. Strict action will be taken, he says. And he is also asking the opposition not to scare women coming to colleges and intimidate them from pursuing higher education. Responding to who exactly is the suspect amid allegations that the arrested alleged perpetrator is a DMK man, Stalin says, I do not deny he is a DMK supporter, but he is not a DMK member. Nevertheless, he says, we have taken strict action. He has been remanded. Now we have also invoked the Gundas Act against him. Taking political potshots on the opposition, he says, in the case of the earlier AADMK regime, when the infamous Pollachi sexual scandal allegations broke, he says the FIR was then filed only 12 days later, unlike immediate filing of the FIR in this case. And with regard to the BJP raising allegations in the public domain, he says he will not respond to them and bring dishonor, what he calls dishonor, to the assembly. But the opposition is not satisfied. Both the AIADMK and the BJP, they say the Chief Minister should not be taking shield behind what they call as referring to what happened under the AIADMK regime. Instead, the Chief Minister ought to have explained what concrete steps are being taken to enhance women's security, to provide security for women, to enhance security on campuses. That's what the opposition says. The BJP says the Chief Minister has pointed fingers at the opposition, but we expected women safety measures. And the Congress says, although they are an ally, they're not going soft on this. They want a fair investigation, and they're also asking for strict action against whoever is involved. One common question, Rika, all the political parties raised on the floor of the House is, was there another person involved? According to the FIR, it says the alleged perpetrator had referred to someone talking on the phone, had referred to someone as Sir. Who is that Sir? That's the question every political party, every opposition party is asking. Even allies want that answer, that question answered, so that there is no doubt, there will be more clarity and transparency, and action ought to be taken if anyone else is involved. Largely, while the government was expected to give specific measures in terms of action being taken on women's safety, the Chief Minister stopped with explaining the action taken, but not regarding what measures have been taken to enhance women's safety. That's the larger view of the opposition.
Sam, how many people have been rounded up right now, and what really has come out of their questioning?
Well, so far, one suspect who is called as Gnanasegaran, who is a biryani vendor, Rika, who sells biryani outside the campus quite far away. He has managed to gain access into this prestigious institution and has managed to assault the male friend of the survivor and then sexually assault her. So far, one arrest has been made, and the Madras High Court has constituted a special investigation team with 3 women officers as members in that. So investigation is underway. So far, no more arrests. But the question being raised is whether was there anyone else involved, since the FIR mentions that the survivor has told that the man spoke to someone on the phone in her presence, addressing that person as sir. And that's a big question for which M.K. Stalin has responded, no matter who that person is, if at all, whether he is from any background, we would take stringent action and bring that person to book. That's what the Chief Minister has said. But so far, technically, one arrest investigation is underway.
Sam, do stay on with us for this story, because we have on the line Salem Dharanidharan, the DMK spokesperson. Thank you very much for talking to us, sir, at this hour. Mr. Dharanidharan, how damaging is it politically now that your Chief Minister has gone on and said on the floor of the assembly that the accused is a DMK supporter?
See, firstly and foremost, I have been saying the same thing, that Tamil Nadu is a safe state for women, and isolated incidents like this have no place in our society. We will make sure that these incidents do not happen. I've also previously in your debate have said, in the last 3 years after my party has come to power, the initiatives that we have taken for women, as well as for women's safety, and which is what has helped Tamil Nadu to be the #1 state. So this incident is an aberration. And again, we are going to take strict measures. Having said that, the accused was immediately nabbed within 3 hours and been arrested, and the law is taking its own course. And again, regards to your question on is there anyone else involved, the High Court in itself has requested the opposition parties not to politicize the matter, point one. And secondly, they have formed their own panel. The High Court has formed a panel consisting of 3 IPS officers, women officers. They are doing the investigation, and investigation revealed already the police commissioner, COP of Tamil Nadu government, has clearly said that there was not, his phone was in aeroplane mode. And investigation will reveal the truth, which I think in our understanding, that is the truth. So I do not think why this will hamper the party. In fact, if you look, 151 BJP MPs and MLAs have crimes against women. That doesn't mean that we can have such people in our party. We shouldn't, but aberrations can happen.
Dharanidharan, I'm Sam Daniel here. Notwithstanding the action taken by the police in terms of arrest and in terms of invoking the Gundas Act, do you think either the Chief Minister or the DMK as a party should have come clean, acknowledging that this person is a supporter, instead of denying initially that he was not a member, which could be technically correct, but this clarification could have been given in the beginning itself, which could have brought in more clarity, credibility and transparency?
Sir, for example, I was the constituency in charge for Pollachi Assembly, and the constituency has about 2.4 lakh voters, and the party already had 40,000 members, and then we had membership drive in which we additionally recruited another 60,000, which is in the constituency, 1/3 of the electorate is a member of DMK, and they come and join because they like the party's policies. Some of them are intrigued by the ideology of the party, like our leader. Some of them like our deputy chief minister. Some of them have various other reasons, right? So the party, in a way, reflects society. A society has all kinds of elements. Someone who is very highly educated, someone who is a philanthropist, someone who is corrupt, and someone who is not morally right. That's society anywhere in the world. And because when we saw, but has the party given him anything in the government, or has he been shielded? No. But what happened during the regime of AADMK, Edappadi Palaniswamy, in Coimbatore, so in Pollachi rather, the convicts were shielded. It took 2 weeks for the FIR to be filed, and then there is no arrest also. A sitting minister's son and someone having as a position as important as a student wing head for a district was directly involved, and more than lives of 100 women were at stake.
I get your point.
That itself was hid. Here, that's not the case. Any organization will
If I
reflect
can
the
ask you
society.
one more question, Dharni.
Yes, sir, yes.
If I can ask you one more question, Dharnidharan. Many would have expected that the Chief Minister would have explained what security measures have been taken, enhancements in terms of women's security, to bring in that kind of a confidence among students on campuses and the general public at large. But today he did not share anything of that kind of information.
No. Firstly and foremost, Tamil Nadu is the safest state for women, and even in the last 3 years, a lot of measures have been taken, which I think the youth of this state will agree with me. Of course, after this aberration, there have been other measures that has been worked on, which will be revealed and disclosed immediately. Right. So we are working on something that's going to make sure that even an aberration doesn't happen. And maybe in a few days' time, in a week's time, you will definitely hear on the front.
Let me also go over to Va Pugalendi, AIDMK spokesperson, who joins us at this hour. Mr. Pugalendi, well, the accused has been arrested. CM has said that this person is a supporter of his party, but you know, they are also saying that they have taken adequate measures now. The investigation is underway. What more does the opposition really want from the ruling party?
Hello, you are hearing?
Yes, sir. Please go on.
Oh, yeah. It is unfortunate it has happened this, but here it is very important that our Honorable Chief Minister M.K. Stalin already explained in the Assembly. That is, I am satisfied with that answer and everything, because accused arrested through the Gunda Act is in the jail. Everything is okay. This Excellency Governor also, Chancellor of the University, that is also, he is part of the take action and everything. But completely security lapse here. After 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock also, easily you can enter the university, used to come out all the things going on here. I request through the NDTV, very important point here, negligence. The security part, both, as soon as the governor, Chancellor of the university, and also Tamil Nadu government, I request to take the immediate steps about the security part. We cannot say more than this, because my friend from DMK told the old incidents, Pollachi and other thing all, that is also mentioned by the Chief Minister in the Assembly. That is all correct. I am not denying, I don't want to argue that. But very clear, the security, I know very well the Anna University, the security part only, I am requesting, because that which way that Honorable CM given the reply, that is enough. Happy for that. No doubt, madam. I do not make any political vent.
Right. Mr. Dharnidharan has to say something. Please go on.
Yeah, I didn't want to speak, Governor, because when we're discussing the issue of women's safety, I wanted to focus on that. But I like to say, Anna universities like IIT, NIT, and the union level, there are autonomous institutions. Autonomous, they're self-run. So, though the Tamil Nadu government will fund Anna University and maybe a union government will fund the IITs and IIMs, the NITs, but they are independently run organizations. They're completely autonomous. So, the vice chancellor, who's appointed by the chancellor, is supposed to run the university. But because of the tussle and the governor's non-cooperation, there is no vice chancellor. And registrar who is appointed by the governor is running the university, and because he's not appointed by the Tamil Nadu government, he's not accountable to us. And these are the nitty-gritties. So that is why we say the states need more autonomy. The governors should cooperate with the state governments, and that's why DMK has been asking for more federalism since the last 75 years. Because more the federalism, better we can run the state. Now it is more like states administration is being interfered by the union government via the governor. Whose the day-to-day operation is managed by the registrar. If the CCT is not working, the registrar is responsible. Of course, after a year, we'll have an audit, and after that, the funding is released to these universities. But day-to-day operation, even appointment of from the local guards, even appointing professors, assistant professors, lies solely with the registrar without the vice chancellor. And vice chancellor is the sole head, like how director is head for an IIT, like how director is in charge for an IIM, or director is in charge for an NIT. So I think you'll have to understand these are not.
You would probably agree with the fact that this is no time for passing the buck. One has to add, as the ruling party in this state. The party has to take things in control and give women the kind of security that they deserve in the state. Thank you very much for joining me on the broadcast at this hour. Thank you very much, Sam. Moving on, the parliamentary panel constituted to scrutinize the two simultaneous election bills is holding its first meeting today, with officials of the Law and Justice Ministry scheduled to brief its members on the provisions of the proposed laws. The 39-member Joint Committee of Parliament is headed by BJP MP PP Chaudhary and includes members of all major parties, including Priyanka Gandhi Vadra of Congress, Sanjay Jha of JDU, Shiv Sena's Shrikant Shinde, Aam Aadmi Party Sanjay Singh, and Trinamool Congress's Kalyan Banerjee. BJP says leaders need to rise above party politics. Let me go over to my colleague Aishwarya for more on this story. Aishwarya, very interesting developments there. The first meeting of the Joint Parliamentary Committee on Parliamentary Panel on One Nation, One Election. What do we really expect, and what is the kind of way forward we are hoping to see right now?
Well, the first meeting of the Joint Parliamentary Committee on One Nation, One Election is still underway at the Parliament complex, and this is being chaired by the Bharatiya Janata Party MP and former Law Minister of our country, PP Chaudhary. The committee, which comprises of 39 members, are deliberating upon how the further consultations will be done as far as the political parties are concerned, the judiciary is concerned, and also the election commissions of our country. Certainly, we have been told that it is also the constitutionality, the legality, and the logistical approach of conducting simultaneous polls in the country will be talked upon. Today, it would be Ministry of Law and Justice who would be submitting the presentation in front of the committee members as per as the Ramnath Kovind committee report, which was submitted back in September last year to President of India after having vital consultations, and the committee which stated that there could be an approach that can be reached to hold simultaneous elections, be it the general elections and the state body elections as well. Now, certainly it would be the committee which would be making consensus, because remember, when there was this bill which needed a constitutional amendment was tabled in the parliament, it was a huge uproar that we have seen from the opposition camp as well. The opposition parties in fact went on to say that these are draconian bills and this cannot be implemented in the country, and this will just lead to one nation, one leader, one political party in the entire country. These were statements that were made by the opposition parties. But today, PP Chaudhary, chairperson of the Joint Parliamentary Committee, spoke to NDTV exclusively this morning, and he said that and urged different political parties to stand beyond their political party lines and to take the interest of the nation first, to make consensus, and there would be deliberations that he stated will be happening very soon. How the entire meetings in the next few weeks will pan out is something that will be very interesting to see. Well, the Joint Parliamentary Committee on One Nation, One Election is set to meet today. Joining with me is chairperson of the Joint Parliamentary Committee on ONOP, Mr. PP Chaudhary. Sir, thank you so much for speaking to NDTV. Sir, आप आज पहली बैठक में जा रहे हैं. क्या कुछ आगे इसकी योजनाएं रहने वाली हैं? कैसे जेपीसी आगे काम करने वाली है? आप अगर विस्तार से हमें बता सकें.
देखिए, सबसे बड़ी बात है कि ये जो बिल भारत के संविधान में संशोधन का जेपीसी को दिया है पार्लियामेंट ने, और ये सरकार की भी मंशा थी. प्रधानमंत्री जी स्वयं की जो हैं, माननीय गृह मंत्री जी ने वहाँ पर फ्लोर पे ये कहा कि सरकार की मंशा है कि इस बिल को सभी पक्षों को सुना जाए, सभी स्टेक होल्डर्स की ओपिनियन ली जाए, उनकी राय ली जाए, और उस राय को लेने के बाद में कमेटी के मेंबर्स जो हैं सारे एमिनेंट मेंबर हैं, मुझे बहुत खुशी है इस बात की, और वो हम उसको डेलिब्रेट करेंगे, उसको डिस्कस करेंगे, ओपन माइंड से करेंगे, उसके बिल की मेरिट पे करेंगे और डिस्पैशनेटली करेंगे, और हम कोशिश करेंगे सबको सुनने के बाद में कि हमारा कंसेंसस बने राष्ट्र हित में। ऐसा हम प्रयास करेंगे और कंसेंसस जो बनने के बाद में हम हमारी रिकमेंडेशन जो होगी वो हमेशा नेशनल इंटरेस्ट में होगी। और जहाँ तक कमिटी सिस्टम वर्किंग इंडिया का है वो अपने आप में बहुत अच्छा है। उसमें हमारे मेंबर्स जो होते हैं आज तक प्रैक्टिस ये रही है कि पार्टी लाइन से ऊपर उठ के राष्ट्र हित में पहले सोचते हैं। तो हमेशा रिकमेंडेशन जो होगी, मैं आपको ये बता दूं, कमेटी की रिकमेंडेशन नेशनल इंटरेस्ट में होगी, आम जन के फायदे के लिए होगी, देश के फायदे के लिए होगी।
बिकॉज दिस इज अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एंड आपको चेयरपर्सन बनाया गया है इस कमेटी का। जब बिल पेश हुआ था लोकसभा में, हमने देखा था काफ़ी हंगामा हुआ था, तमाम अपोजिशन की पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज़ ने इसका विरोध किया था, ड्रैकोनियन तक बताया था इस बिल को। आप और तमाम कमेटी के मेंबर्स, आपने बोला कंसेंसस बनाने की बहुत ज़रूरत है, पार्टी लाइन से ऊपर उठकर देश हित के बारे में सोचने की ज़रूरत है। किस तरीके से एक पेज पर आप तमाम लोगों को लेकर आएंगे?
देखिए, मैं आपको बहुत स्पष्ट कर दूं, आप पूरा कन्वेंशन देखिए, हमारा प्रेसिडेंट देखिए, जो कमेटी सिस्टम का वर्किंग है वो हमेशा वर्किंग अबो पार्टी पॉलिटिक्स से उठ करके देश हित में रहा है और हमेशा 99% कंसेंसस के आधार पे कमेटी ने अपनी रिपोर्ट दी है। तो हमारी ये प्रैक्टिस है, बहुत साउंड प्रैक्टिस है। तो आप विश्वास करिए, कमेटी के मेंबर पे विश्वास करिए, सब पे विश्वास करिए, हमें सब पे विश्वास है।
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया हमसे बात करने के लिए। सो दैट वाज पीपी चौधरी, द चेयरपर्सन ऑफ द जॉइंट पार्लियामेंट्री कमेटी ऑफ वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन, स्पीकिंग exclusively to NDTV.
Switching tracks, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the 18th edition of the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention, a key initiative of the government to connect and engage with the Indian diaspora in Bhubaneswar today. In fact, it will be tomorrow on January 9th. President of Trinidad and Tobago and the chief will be the chief guest and will address the gathering virtually. The Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is celebrated on January 9th to mark Mahatma Gandhi's return from South Africa to India in 1915. My colleague Gauri Dwivedi is in Bhubaneswar to catch all the action. Gauri, tell us what's going on the ground and why particularly take it to Odisha this year?
The significance of this entire event, as you rightly pointed out, is the fact that it coincides with Mahatma Gandhi's return about over a century ago. The significance of Pravasi Bharati right now is that it allows the government to connect with its diaspora, which is rich, prosperous, politically engaging in their respective countries, and also creates bridges between India and its very growing, prosperous PIO and diaspora countries and members as well. As for this reason for Orissa, remember this is the time now there is a BJP government in Orissa. Orissa also has a very important and significant port line and coastal line, which gives it enormous leverage in terms of further building on India's Act East policy. And with me here today are some very important members of the diaspora. In fact, I have members from Congo and who've come all the way from Uganda. One of them is actually an awardee who will be given award day after by President Murmu. Recognition of the work that he is doing in Uganda, taking Uganda forward, taking Indian community forward in Uganda. In fact, sir, thank you so much for speaking to me and speaking to NDTV. Let me start with you first, sir, which is that the award is a recognition of the work that you've been doing in Uganda. Talk to us about the engagement that diaspora has been having with India in the last couple of years and your role.
Okay. I'm Ramesh Babu from Uganda, Kampala. So I've been selected for the award for the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, the activity on the community services, basically on the community services. As a firm, we are into pharmaceutical distribution and manufacturing, FMCG distribution. Our commitment is that 10% of our money should go to employees and for the unprivileged people for their benefit of it. A lot of service activities we do. We educate, because in pharmaceutical sector we educate pharmacy students. Every year 20 students, we pay for their complete expenses as a sponsors of that.
Do you think this award will further help there's a very vibrant and large Indian diaspora in Uganda. Do you think this will give a further and a fresh impetus to this diaspora to further connect with India on multiple levels?
Definitely. This is a recognition, and people are saying, everybody in Uganda, that's really connecting India with Uganda. so for the activities, and they are also encouraged to do this similar kind of a social service and the community service for the benefit of the local unprivileged people. We are providing 4,000 students everyday meals, midday meals for throughout the year for 4 schools we adopted, which is very poor schools. They don't have even a single meal to eat. We are providing a lunch for them every day.
Kudos to you for that. And Mr. Mehta, you were speaking right now on this session which talked about also Youth Connect. There's a lot of focus and something that our External Affairs Minister also mentioned about the focus on youth and how that could really ensure greater connect between India and diaspora members. Talk to us about how the Uganda diaspora and people of Indian origin in Uganda are looking at ways of contributing more to India.
Thank you, Gauri. Myself, Paresh Mehta. And yes, you rightly mentioned that the youth are deeply rooted with the great heritage and our culture. And you have seen that now Modiji's Parivar is 35 million. The largest diaspora is Indian community outside of India living. And also contributing in their adopted land by doing the social activities, by doing the philanthropic work, by contributing in a business. As far as Uganda is concerned, we have the richest person in East Africa is Indian origin. So the current government's approach to
East Africa is very important also, from whether you take it from a geographical point of view, strategic point of view. It makes a lot of sense.
Yes, indeed, we share a very, common from the colonialism. We struggle together, and our contribution to the East African since 1890s, our forefathers went there to build the railway, and today we have significantly contributed in the business and the nation building also.
Exactly. Let me now get in two members who are joining us. In fact, they've come all the way from Congo, Shuklaji and Ketanji. Let me start with you, sir. In your opinion, what is the top 1 or 2 priorities for diaspora members when they come here to engage with India at so many levels? But for you, what is that top priority?
My name is Ketan Kotecha. We are a Gujarati origin family. My grandfather migrated to Africa over 110 years ago. So we are now 4th generation, over 60 years in the Congo. We are involved in business, and I have been appointed by the government of India 5 years ago as Honorary Consul General in the eastern part of Congo, engaging with the local population and with the culture. But yes, now India, for the past few years, we have seen is taking a very active role, especially in the trade field as well, which until now was not neglected, I would say, but was not given the importance that is being given now. But we have seen of lately the spirit is there, especially of our dear Prime Minister Modi ji, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So that encourages not only at a level, but it encourages people like us at a ground level who are deep-rooted with India, but have been in Africa for 100 and even plus years. So yes, there is
4th generation.
4th generation. So there is a very good energy now that is bringing us closer and bringing us to India.
Let me then ask the final question to Shuklaji, which is also about, one talks a lot about cultural connect, about civilizational connect. But the good thing that I'm now hearing is a lot of trade connect, a lot of connect around, commerce, economy and all those things. How do you think that will help going forward in terms of really taking on this entire mission of Pravasi Bharat?
Yeah, look, Congo is, like unknown country for many people, But I am there since 43 years, and we are the link between the Indian embassy and whoever the Indians staying in the Congo. Yes. So we are linked there, and as the main boundary is language, the French language and English language. So, but we have started so many cultural things. Even the whole community from all states, we are together in Congo. So I am actually Kamlesh Shukla, Congo Hindu Mandal President in Congo, and we have constructed the
temple there.
Temples over there, and we have kept all the community, whether it is Maharashtrian, Odisha, or North Indian, so South Indian, all we are together there. And we are good link with the Indian embassy. Anybody has a problem?
All of you the very best. I know we have more to talk. We'll talk offline on this. But there you heard some very important voices from Diaspora coming all the way from East Africa to talk about the Diaspora Connect and how they hope that this will be another, opens up more opportunities going forward for India and engaging with its Diaspora members.
Thank you very much, Gauri, for getting us that report from Odisha. Now, a body was recovered from a coal mine in Assam's Dima Hasao 2 days after water gushed into it, trapping 9 workers. Navy deep divers were requisitioned to assist in the rescue operation. The water level inside the mine has risen to nearly 100 feet, according to the assessment by the stationed team. Here's a report by my colleague Rathadeep Chaudhary. Let's listen in.
Here at the Kalapani block of the Assam quarry, where in this quarry the incident had taken place, you can see the deep divers of Indian Navy, Indian Army and the NDRF again coming out of the completely flooded coal mine from the shaft. One of the bodies have been recovered. Now remember, this incident had taken place on Monday in the morning, and ever since operations have been started, and this shaft is 310 feet deep, and after the shaft you have several parallel rat hole tunnels, and this is an illegal activity which was taking place in this area, where the state government has initiated an investigation, and they have also arrested a person. You can see after the Army Special Forces team and the divers came in, now the Indian Navy is here. They are going to spearhead the operation with their remotely operated vehicle, which would enter into the shaft to look for more survivors. The Indian Navy team at this moment getting ready to get into the shaft, whereas the Army and the NDRF team have just come out. They are looking for more people, more survivors, if any. The state government has given out names of 9 people whom they have accounted for of being in the trapped in the shaft. We have Assam Mines Minister, Mr. Kishore Rai. Mr. Rai, what is the situation? One lifeless body has been found. What can you tell us in terms of the present status of the operation?
एक बॉडी आज सुबह मिला था और फिर आर्मी की टीम फिर से गया था अंदर में. अभी नहीं मिला कुछ. एक बॉडी मिला है, उसका आइडेंटिफिकेशन अभी बाकी है. अभी नेवी के जो टीम आए हैं, नेवी के जो डीप ड्राइवर्स हैं, वो लोग अभी अंदर जाएंगे. और साथ साथ हम लोग यहाँ पे जो डी वाटरिंग का प्रोसेस है, डी वाटरिंग का प्रोसेस भी अभी हम लोग शुरू करेंगे, ताकि डी वाटरिंग करके, क्योंकि ये जो वेल है इसके अंदर में काफ़ी टनल्स है, तो पानी बॉडी उसके अंदर भी फंस सकता है, उसके अंदर भी रह सकता है. इसलिए हमारा पहला काम है कि पहले पानी को अभी हम लोग, ये टीम जाएगा, साथ साथ पानी का भी हम लोग करेंगे. अभी ONGC से पंप्स आए हैं, जो फायर पंप्स है, जिनका कैपेसिटी बहुत ज़्यादा है, 1600 लीटर पर मिनट है. तो मुझे लगता है कि आने के बाद आज हम लोगों को काफ़ी सफलता मिलेगा.
Switching tracks, a quick look at the market, and the markets are bleeding now as Nifty and Sensex both are on the decline. What's hurting the markets? Let me go over to my colleague Sakshi Bajaj. Sakshi, as the Nifty and the Sensex declined significantly, what are the factors that are really hurting the markets?
That's right, a weak session of trade. Both the Nifty and the Sensex witnessed significant declines. So what's really hurting the market mood? Well, of course, the fact that, the projection for GDP data, India's FY25 GDP data has come in at 6.4%, which essentially means that the projection is at a 4-year low. That really experts believe is the first, key indicator that is hurting the market sentiment. Of course, it's sustained FI selling that they have seen over the past few days and weeks at large. They also feel that that is now beginning to worry the markets. So that's another key reason. Remember, we are hitting the Q3 earnings season as far as companies are concerned, and projections for that haven't been bright. So that's the third factor at large. So all of these factors as far as domestic factors are concerned. Now, of course, looking at global cues. Global cues, as far as global cues are concerned, experts believe there are various factors there as well. But the really key ones being the strong US economic data that came out last night is now making investors worried about the pace at which Fed rate cuts will come in. And that really is another key factor. Of course, Donald Trump's US President-elect's proposed policies at the moment are also adding to that uncertainty as far as investors and analysts are concerned.
Well, thank you, Sakshi, for getting us that report. That's for every one of us who are interested in the markets. Why are the markets bleeding at this hour? Time for a quick break on the show. More news and updates on the other side. Stay tuned.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
Kumbh, a festival of faith, the world's biggest spiritual festival, the divine dip at the spiritual Sangam, a sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025.
Are able to maintain the democratic fabric and the democratic system.
I want to do something that can make a difference.
लगातार जनता की आवाज को सरकार तक पहुंचाने का काम मैं करता हूं.
I was a student up until very recently. I really want to work and do something for my people because they have given me this opportunity. They have elected me.
सोचा नहीं था कि राज्यसभा सांसद बनूंगी.
I've been reporting on all issues, big and small, from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news is here.
All set for Trump 2.0. Countdown to January 20th. Terror shadow, visa wars. All the twists and turns. Tracking Trump takeover. every day at 10:30 p.m. only on NDTV 24/7.
Earlier today, Aam Aadmi Party MP Sanjay Singh and Delhi Minister Saurabh Bhardwaj sat on a dharna outside the 6 Flagstaff Road bungalow after the police didn't allow them to go inside the CM's residence. Police put up barricades and there was heavy security. The cops blocked the Aam Aadmi Party ministers from entering the residence. AAP said they wanted to expose BJP's claims that there is a golden commode inside the bathroom, swimming pool and mini bar. After this, they marched towards the Central Vista project where the new PM's residence is being built. AAP leaders say they wanted to see the official residence of PM and alleged that his 5,000 rupees suit and 6,700 pair of shoes, chandelier worth 200 crore rupees, carpets worth 300 crore were kept there. Let's have a look at the exchange that happened between the AAP leaders and the Delhi police.
अफसर को बुलाइए ना, ये कैबिनेट के मंत्री हैं, मैं सांसद हूँ, आपके कोई भीड़ है हमारे साथ, 2 लोग हैं ना हम लोग, आपने आप रास्ता रोक देंगे यार, नीचे कोई नियम कानून के तहत रोकेंगे ना, आप बताइए ना किस लिए रोकेंगे, पीछे हो जाए यार, आपके अधिकारी को बुलाइए, ऊपर कर लेना इसे, डीसीपी साहब को बुलाइए, जो भी है उनको बुलाइए ना, जो भी है बुलाइए उनको। किस नियम के तहत आपने रोक रखा है? हमने किस नियम का उल्लंघन किया? बिना किसी कारण के किसी का रास्ता नहीं रोक सकते आप कारण बताइए मैडम, कोई कारण बताइए कि कोई इंस्ट्रक्शन है आपके पास? आपने यहाँ पुलिस का बंदोबस्त किया हुआ है, कोई इंस्ट्रक्शन है आपके पास? क्यों रोक रखा है? क्या इंस्ट्रक्शन है आपके पास बताइए? आप कौन है? इसलिए आप हैं कौन? क्या है आप? अरे मैं यूडी मिनिस्टर हूँ दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट का, यही बताएगा कि एंट्री नहीं हो सकती मिनिस्टर की है? क्या बात कर रहे हो तुम? तो तुमने पुलिस बुलाई है? तो किसने बुलाई है पुलिस? मैं क्या करूँ? और तुम कौन हो तो ये कहने वाले कि कौन कहाँ जाएगा नहीं जाएगा? इसको ऊपर रखना, आपका फ्रेम में आ रहा है। क्या डायरेक्शन? क्या डायरेक्शन? क्या डायरेक्शन? वैसे नहीं खोल देंगे। क्यों नहीं खोला जा सकता? इस बंगले के बारे में दुष्प्रचार कर रहे हैं बीजेपी वाले। यहाँ सोने का टॉयलेट है, स्विमिंग पूल है, मिनी बार है, तो दिखाओ ना। देखा तुमने? देखा है? नई जानकारी तो खोल के दिखाओ, खोल के दिखाओ ना। तुम्हारे मिनिस्टर आए वो देखना चाहते हैं, इनको दिखाओ। पहले आप आए तब हमने कुछ कहा। अरे मंत्री को तुम दिखाओगे नहीं? अपने मिनिस्टर को ही रोक के खड़े हो, इन्हीं को अकेले लेते जाओ, इनको दिखा दो। भाई मिनिस्टर की डायरेक्शन से बड़ी डायरेक्शन है या तो एलजी की डायरेक्शन है तुम्हें? मेरे से ऊपर तो एलजी है, मेरे से ऊपर किसी आदमी की डायरेक्शन है तो तुम बताओ किसकी डायरेक्शन है? किसने रोका है तुम्हें?
एक आदमी 300 एकड़ के बंगले, उसको हम कह सकते हैं कि भैया बंगला खाली करो, थोड़ा आम लोगों को भी दे दो जगह। तो इस पार्टी से जो जो नेता जीत के आएंगे, जो जो लोग जीत के आएंगे, वो बड़े बंगले नहीं लेंगे। जहाँ रह रहा था वहीं रहेगा, उसको बड़ा बंगला नहीं रहेगा।
एक समय था जब वीआईपी कल्चर खत्म करने की बड़ी बड़ी बातें करके एक शख्स राजनीति में आया था। उसकी चिकनी चुपड़ी बातों में आकर जनता ने उसे सत्ता का ताज पहनाया था और सत्ता में आते ही उसने कर दिया जनता के भरोसे को तार-तार। उसे आम आदमी समझने वाला हर शख्स हुआ शर्मसार। आम आदमी की बात करते करते उसने बना लिया खुद को खास, अपने ऐशो आराम का जुटाया उसने सारा साजो सामान। आम आदमी के चोले में छिपे इस शहंशाह की ईमानदारी का फट गया है ढोल। शीश महल के नाम पर हुई करोड़ों की लूट की जनता के सामने खुल गई है पोल। जी हाँ, आप सही समझे, हम बात कर रहे हैं अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की, जिन्होंने सत्ता मिलते ही रंग बदलने में गिरगिट को भी पीछे छोड़ दिया। बंगला न लेने की बात करने वाले केजरीवाल ने जनता की गाढ़ी कमाई से 52 करोड़ का शीश महल बना लिया, और न सिर्फ शीश महल बनवाया बल्कि उसमें अपने ऐशो आराम का जो सामान लगवाया, वैसी सुविधाएं तो 7 स्टार होटल में भी नहीं मिलती, लेकिन कट्टर ईमानदार सादगी पसंद केजरीवाल के शीश महल में मिलती हैं, जिसमें लगे हैं 5 करोड़ के रिमोट वाले पर्दे, 1 करोड़ की रेलिंग, 70 लाख के ऑटोमेटिक दरवाजे, 65 लाख के टीवी, 30 लाख की रिमोट कंट्रोल लाइट, 9 लाख का फ्रिज, 4 लाख की मसाज वाली कुर्सी। ये लिस्ट बहुत लंबी है। और तो और केजरीवाल जी इतने आम हैं कि उनके एक टॉयलेट सीट की कीमत 12 लाख है। ये आम सी टॉयलेट सीट केजरीवाल जी को इतनी भाई कि शीश महल खाली करने से पहले वो उसे उखाड़ कर अपने साथ ही ले गए। आखिर शौक बड़ी चीज है, फिर चाहे केजरीवाल जी के आम से शौक पूरे करते करते दिल्ली का खजाना ही क्यों न खाली हो जाए, या दिल्ली 30 सालों में पहली बार कर्जे में ही क्यों न डूब जाए, लेकिन शहंशाही में बड़े बड़े महाराजाओं को पीछे छोड़ देने वाले दिल्ली के बादशाह बने बैठे केजरीवाल जी की शान में जरा भी कमी नहीं आनी चाहिए।
ये जो तेरा घर मेरा घर की बहस है, इस बहस को आज हम लोग कंक्लूड करने के लिए आए हैं। कोई बात नहीं, 2 मिनट। हमने कहा कि प्रधानमंत्री निवास और मुख्यमंत्री निवास दोनों ही पूरे देश के लोगों को दिखा देने चाहिए, इसलिए हम यहाँ पे आए हैं।
जिस प्रकार के घटनाक्रम और जिस प्रकार का भोंडा प्रदर्शन आम आदमी पार्टी के नेता सदन संसद में और एक मंत्री यानी नेता सदन श्री संजय सिंह और मंत्री श्री सौरभ भारद्वाज के द्वारा हुआ, वो जितना भी प्रयास कर लें, परंतु शीश महल जो केजरीवाल जी की विलासिता का स्मारक है और इट इज द म्यूजियम, इसे अब वो बचा नहीं सकते।
My colleagues Ishika Verma join me from BJP headquarter and Shreya Ghosh from the Chief Minister's bungalow, 6 Flagstaff Road. Ishika, you know, that is a video that we were showing our viewers released by the BJP on Mr. Kejriwal. Do you think BJP is instigating Aam Aadmi Party and the AAP leaders are getting swayed? Elections have been announced. It's on 5th of February. Instead of talking about real issues that matter to the people, they are now doing Tera Ghar Mera Ghar.
Well, you know, Rika, it has been an old habit of the politicians, but certainly, you know, what we have seen here in this election, that, you know, the Chief Minister's bungalow row, that is the 6 Flagstaff Road bungalow row, has only now escalated as the elections come near. In fact, you know, we have seen that after how, you know, the BJP continued to attack the Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal, and in fact allege that how, in fact, around 80 crore rupees of the taxpayers' money was in fact misused by the then Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in renovating the 6 Flagstaff Road and, you know, making all of those luxurious amenities in that house. Now we are seeing that the Aam Aadmi Party has in fact put the, you know, attacked the BJP. Today we have seen how the Aam Aadmi Party delegation of Sanjay Singh and Saurabh Bhardwaj took the media persons to the 6 Flagstaff Road, where my colleague Shreya was also reporting from. We saw how, in fact, you know, there was a verbal spat that we saw between the cops and, and the Aam Aadmi Party delegation. What we got to know or understand from that conversation was that the Delhi police officials were constantly asking if the AAP had any permission to go inside, that building, because as of now, what we know that it is under the PWD. Since since also the investigation of the agencies are going on in the alleged corruption case over it. Now, after that, we saw how they marched towards the Prime Minister's residence, but after all of this, the BJP has counter-attacked this. They have first of all released a new video of, what they call the Sheesh Mahal, saying how all of these luxurious amenities was in fact being made by the then Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, also asking Atishi why she did not choose to take the possession at the particular time when the PWD offered it, and also asking the Aam Aadmi party that why did they not officially declare it as the Chief Minister's official residence when the then Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal was residing there. But what we also in fact after our conversation with BJP leader Parvesh Sharma, we got to know that he has also now written to the PWD secretary and had asked for a permission so that he can go and visit the Six Flags Staff Road. So certainly the war of words over this between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi party is only now set to intensify. Over to you.
Well, it's interesting that war of words over houses are now playing out. Shreya, did you get a glimpse of the alleged museum that has been built by Mr. Kejriwal? And another question I have for you, what are the people of Delhi really saying? Does this matter to them, the houses of two individuals, or the real issues that the politicians go to them with every 5 years?
Well, as my colleague Ishika quite summed up the chronology of events that took place today. It was quite dramatic, the whole showdown between the Aam Aadmi party versus the Delhi police personnel outside the CM house, former CM's house, and nobody lives there anymore. We definitely saw a very dramatic visuals of the Aam Aadmi party leaders confronting the police, asking them the pertinent questions as to why they are not being allowed inside. But we need to understand that the bigger picture is that BJP is trying to hit Aam Aadmi party where it hurts the most, and that is their founding principles of so-called transparent governance and sincerity and honesty, and these were the founding blocks of the Aam Aadmi party. And Mr. Kejriwal also has been very vocal about these moral principles that the party has always been dependent on. And now
sorry, I have to cut you short. We will come back to you for more on this story. Interesting developments playing out in the national capital over two houses of two individuals. Now moving on, challenging the decision of the Biden administration to investigate the activities of Indian billionaire Gautam Adani and his companies, an influential Republican lawmaker has said that such selective actions risk damaging critical alliance partners. In a strongly worded letter to U.S. Attorney General Merrick B. Garland, Congressman Lance Gooden, member of the House Judiciary Committee, demanded answers on the Justice Department's selective prosecution of foreign entities and the potential harm such actions pose to U.S.'s global alliances and economic growth, and that if there is any George Soros connection to it. The Department of Justice's selective actions risk damaging critical alliances, he says, with key partners like India, one of America's strongest allies in the APAC or the Asia-Pacific region. Mr. Gooden said in a letter that has been dated 7th of January, that's yesterday, the 5-term Republican lawmaker said that targeting entities that invest tens of billions of dollars and create tens of thousands of jobs for Americans only harms the U.S. in the long run. Well, that's all we could pack into this bulletin. Thanks for watching.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
We are able to maintain the democratic fabric and the democratic system.
I want to do something that can make a difference.
लगातार जनता की आवाज को सरकार तक पहुंचाने का काम मैं करता हूं।
I was a student up until very recently. I really want to work and do something for my people because they have given me this opportunity. They have elected me.
सोचा नहीं था कि राज्यसभा सांसद बनूंगी।
I've been reporting on all issues, big and small, from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news, is here.
All set for Trump 2.0. Countdown to January 20th. Terror shadow, visa wars. All the twists and turns. Tracking Trump takeover. Every day at 10:30 p.m. only on NDTV 24/7.
Mahakumbh, a festival of faith, the world's biggest spiritual festival, the divine dip at the spiritual Sangam, a sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025.
We are able to maintain the democratic fabric and the democratic system.
I want to do something that can make a difference.
लगातार जनता की आवाज को सरकार तक पहुंचाने का काम मैं करता हूं।
I was a student up until very recently. I really want to work and do something for my people because they have given me this opportunity. They have elected me.
सोचा नहीं था कि
Hello and welcome to NDTV. I am Ankit Tyagi. Let's quickly take you to the headlines we are tracking at 2 p.m. Showdown over Chennai rape case. The Chief Minister admits accused a supporter of the DMK, denies that he is a member of the party. First JPC meeting on One Nation, One Election. NDTV exclusive with JPC Chairman PP Chaudhary. All parties should think about nation building. Aam Aadmi protests demands unlock the Chief Minister's residence. LG hiding keys backing BJP's lies, says the Aam Aadmi Party. BJP hits back, says Sheesh Mahal a proof of Aam Aadmi Party's corruption. One body has been recovered from an inundated coal mine in Assam, while several laborers are trapped since January 6th. Republican Congressman Lance Godin writes to U.S. Attorney General against the indictment of industrialist Gautam Adani, calling it a selective action that risks damaging Washington's critical alliance with India. Congressman also says if there was any George Soros connection to it. The rape case and the assault at the Chennai University, at the Anna University in Chennai, has become a big showdown between the ruling DMK and the opposition. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, speaking in the assembly, said immediate FIR was lodged and the arrest was also swift. He also denied allegations that the accused, is a functionary of the DMK. Stalin said baseless allegations to tarnish his party, though he said that the accused could be the supporter of the DMK. Now, DMK MLAs have been protesting against this issue in the assembly. All of them wore black shirts in the assembly today and walked out of the assembly. Let me go across to my colleague Sam Daniel, who is joining us with more details at this moment. Stormy start to the winter session there in Chennai, Sam. Now, this has become a very big talking point against the government.
Well, Ankit, both the opposition, including the key opposition AIADMK, and allies of the ruling DMK, including the Congress and BCK, had brought in call attention motion to discuss the alleged sexual assault on the Anna University campus. And it's in this context, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin responded for the first time talking about this issue on the floor of the House. He made two important points. One, he explained the action taken so far. Number two, he also responded to allegations that the alleged arrested perpetrator is a DMK member. He has denied that. In terms of the action taken, M.K. Stalin says immediately FIR was filed and the man was arrested, and now even the Gundas Act has been invoked. He added the special investigation team appointed by the Madras High Court is investigating. And on the specific question of the opposition alleging that the alleged perpetrator had spoken to someone in the presence of the survivor, addressing the other person on the phone as sir, he says no matter who is that person, he or she would be arrested and brought to justice, irrespective of the background of that person. But for the first time, he has said the arrested person is a supporter of the DMK, but he has denied that he is a member of the ruling party. And he has taken on the opposition, particularly the key opposition, the AIADMK, referring to the alleged what was then called as the Pollachi sexual abuse case. He said in that case, the AIADMK government had taken 12 days to file the FIR, and now it's just immediate. And talking about the key opposition leader EPS, who had earlier come wearing a black shirt, and the AIADMK members had brought in placards into the house, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin says he has forgotten his role, his position as the former Chief Minister and as the opposition leader, and is an example, he says, how much ready is he to stoop for political gains. Lastly, the opposition is not satisfied in terms of the response given by the Chief Minister. Both the AIADMK and the BJP say they expected the Chief Minister to explain the measures put in place now to enhance women's security, to improve law and order, to improve campus security for women students in particular. But the Chief Minister has only pointed fingers and has made this into a political issue, they allege. We'll have to wait and see how this would turn out, but at least on the floor of the House, what began as a stormy session on Monday has led to discussion. But the big question from the public's point of view is, would lessons be learned and would measures be put in place to improve women's safety and to restore public confidence in terms of women's safety? That's a big question.
Sam, thank you for joining us with all those details coming in from Chennai. Now moving on to the national capital, where the parliamentary panel constituted to scrutinize the two simultaneous election bills is holding its first meeting today, with officials of the Law and Justice Ministry scheduled to bring its members on the provisions of the proposed laws. The 39-member Joint Committee of Parliament is headed by BJP MP PP Chaudhary and includes members of all major political parties, including Priyanka Gandhi Vadra of the Congress, Sanjay Jha of the JDU, Shiv Sena Srikant Shinde, Aam Aadmi Party Sanjay Singh, TMC's Kalyan Banerjee. BJP says leaders need to rise above party politics.
Well, the first meeting of the Joint Parliamentary Committee on One Nation, One Election is still underway at the Parliament complex, and this is being chaired by the Bharatiya Janata Party MP and former Law Minister of our country, PP Chaudhary. The committee, which comprises of 39 members, are deliberating upon how the further consultations will be done as far as the political parties are concerned, the judiciary is concerned, and also the election commissions of our country. Certainly, we have been told that it is also the constitutionality, the legality and the logistical approach of conducting simultaneous polls in the country will be talked upon. Today, it would be Ministry of Law and Justice who would be submitting the presentation in front of the committee members as per as the Ramnath Kovind committee report, which was submitted back in September last year to President of India after having vital consultations, and the committee which stated that there could be an approach that can be reached to hold simultaneous elections, be it the general elections and the state body elections as well. Now, certainly it would be the committee which would be making consensus, because remember, when there was this bill which needed a constitutional amendment was tabled in the parliament, it was a huge uproar that we have seen from the opposition camp as well. The opposition parties in fact went on to say that these are draconian bills and this cannot be implemented in the country, and this will just lead to one nation, one leader, one political party in the entire country. These were statements that were made by the opposition parties. But today, PP Chaudhary, chairperson of the Joint Parliamentary Committee, spoke to NDTV exclusively this morning, and he said that and urged different political parties to stand beyond their political party lines and to take the interest of the nation first, to make consensus, and there would be deliberations that he stated will be happening very soon. How the entire meetings in the next few weeks will pan out is something that will be very interesting to see.
Moving on now, Prime Minister Modi will inaugurate the 18th edition of the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention, a key initiative of the Government of India to connect and engage with the Indian diaspora in Bhubaneswar on January 9th. President of Trinidad and Tobago, Christine Carla Kanglu, the chief guest, will address the gathering virtually. The Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is celebrated on January 9th to mark Mahatma Gandhi's return from South Africa to India in the year 1915.
With me here today are some very important members of the diaspora. In fact, I have members from Congo and who've come all the way from Uganda. One of them is actually an awardee who will be given an award day after by President Murmu. Recognition of the work that he is doing in Uganda, taking Uganda forward, taking Indian community forward in Uganda. In fact, sir, thank you so much for speaking to me and speaking to NDTV. Let me start with you first, sir, which is that the award is a recognition of the work that you've been doing in Uganda. Talk to us about the engagement that diaspora has been having with India in the last couple of years and your role.
Okay, I'm Ramesh Babu from Uganda, Kampala. So I've been selected for the award for the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, the activity on the community services, basically on the community services. As a firm, we are into pharmaceutical distribution and manufacturing, FMCG distribution. Our commitment is that 10% of our money should go to employees and for the unprivileged people for their benefit of it. Lot of service activities we do.
And Mr. Mehta, you were speaking right now on this session which talked about also Youth Connect. There's a lot of focus and something that our External Affairs Minister also mentioned about the focus on youth and how that could really ensure greater connect between India and diaspora members. Talk to us about how the Uganda diaspora and people of Indian origin in Uganda are looking at ways of contributing more to India.
Thank you, Gauri. Myself, Paresh Mehta. And yes, you rightly mentioned that the youth are deeply rooted with the great heritage and our culture. And you have seen that now Modiji's Parivar is 35 million, the largest diaspora is Indian community outside of India living. And also contributing in their adopted land by doing the social activities, by doing the philanthropic work, by contributing in a business as far as Uganda is concerned.
Meanwhile, a body has been recovered from a coal mine in Assam's Dimahasao 2 days after water gushed into this mine, trapping 9 workers. Navy deep-sea divers were requisitioned to assist the rescue operations. The water level inside the mine has risen to nearly 100 feet, according to the assessment by the teams stationed in the rescue operation. My colleague Ratnadeep has more.
Here at the Kalapani block of the Assam quarry, where in this quarry the incident had taken place, you can see the deep divers of Indian Navy, Indian Army and the NDRF again coming out of the completely flooded coal mine, from the shaft one of the bodies have been recovered. Now remember, this incident had taken place on Monday in the morning, and ever since operations have been started, and this shaft is 310 feet deep, and after the shaft you have several parallel rat hole tunnels, and this is an illegal activity which was taking place in this area, where the state government has initiated an investigation, and they have also arrested a person. You can see after the Army Special Forces team and the divers came in, now the Indian Navy is here. They are going to spearhead the operation with their remotely operated vehicle, which would enter into the shaft to look for more survivors. The Indian Navy team at this moment getting ready to get into the shaft, where as the Army and the NDRF team have just come out. They are looking for more people, more survivors, if any. The state government has given out names of 9 people whom they have accounted for of being in the trapped in the shaft. We have Assam Mines Minister, Mr. Kishore Rai. Mr. Rai, what is the situation? One lifeless body has been found. What can you tell us in terms of the present status of the operation?
एक बॉडी आज सुबह मिला था और फिर आर्मी के टीम फिर से गया था अंदर में. अभी नहीं मिला कुछ. एक बॉडी मिला है, उसका आइडेंटिफिकेशन अभी बाकी है. अभी नेवी के जो टीम आए हैं, नेवी के जो डीप ड्राइवर्स हैं, वो लोग अभी अंदर जाएंगे. और साथ साथ हम लोग यहाँ पे जो डी वाटरिंग का प्रोसेस है, डी वाटरिंग का प्रोसेस भी अभी हम लोग शुरू करेंगे, ताकि डी वाटरिंग करके, क्योंकि ये जो वेल है इसके अंदर में काफ़ी टनल्स है, तो पानी बॉडी उसके अंदर भी फंस सकता है, उसके अंदर भी रह सकता है. इसलिए हमारा पहला काम है कि पहले पानी को अभी हम लोग, ये टीम जाएगा, साथ साथ पानी का भी हम लोग करेंगे. अभी ONGC से पंप्स आए हैं, जो फायर पंप्स है, जिनका कैपेसिटी बहुत ज़्यादा है, 1600 लीटर पर मिनट है. तो मुझे लगता है कि आने के बाद आज हम लोगों को काफ़ी सफलता मिलेगा.
The Battle of Delhi heats up. The Aam Aadmi Party marched today towards the Central Vista project, where a new Prime Minister residence is being built. Aam Aadmi Party leaders say they wanted to see the official residence of Prime Minister and allegedly his 5,000 suits, 6,700 pair of shoes, chandelier worth 200 crore and carpet worth 300 crore rupees. This after Aam Aadmi Party MP Sanjay Singh and Minister Saurabh Bharadwaj sat on a dharna outside 6 Flagstaff Road bungalow after the police didn't allow them to visit inside the Delhi Chief Minister's residence. Police was barricading, in fact, and heavy security was deployed. The police blocked the Aam Aadmi Party leaders from entering the residence. Aam Aadmi Party said they wanted to expose BJP's lies that there is a gold commode in the bathroom and a swimming pool and a mini bar in the CM's residence.
अफसर को बुलाइए ना, ये कैबिनेट के मंत्री हैं, मैं सांसद हूँ, आप अरे लग जाएगा भाई, कोई भीड़ है हमारे साथ, दो लोग हैं ना हम लोग, तो आपने आप रास्ता रोक देंगे यार, नीचे कोई नियम कानून के तहत रोकेंगे ना, आप बताइए ना किस लिए रोकेंगे? अरे पीछे हो जाए यार, आपके अधिकारी को बुलाइए, ऊपर कर लेना इसे, एसीपी साहब को बुलाइए, जॉइंट जो भी है उनको बुलाइए ना, जो भी है बुलाइए उनको। किस नियम के तहत आपने रोक रखा है? हमने किस नियम का उल्लंघन मत बिना किसी कारण के किसी का रास्ता नहीं रोक सकते आप कारण बताइए मैडम, या तो आप कारण बताइए कि कोई इंस्ट्रक्शन है आपके पास, आपने यहाँ पुलिस का बंदोबस्त किया हुआ है, कोई इंस्ट्रक्शन है आपके पास, क्यों रोक रखा है? क्या इंस्ट्रक्शन है आपके पास बताइए? आप कौन किस लिए? आप हैं कौन? क्या है आप? अरे मैं यूडी मिनिस्टर हूँ दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट का, यही बताएगा कि एंट्री नहीं हो सकती मिनिस्टर की है? क्या बात कर रहे हो तुम? तो तुमने पुलिस बुलाई है? तो किसने बुलाई है पुलिस? मैं क्या करूँगा? और तुम कौन हो ये कहने वाले कि कौन कहाँ जाएगा नहीं जाएगा? इसको ऊपर रखना, आपका फ्रेम में आ रहा है। क्या डायरेक्शन? क्या डायरेक्शन? क्या डायरेक्शन? वैसे नहीं तो क्यों नहीं खोला जा सकता? इस बंगले के बारे में दुष्प्रचार कर रहे हैं बीजेपी वाले। यहाँ सोने का टॉयलेट है, स्विमिंग पूल है, मिनी बार है, तो दिखाओ ना। देखा तुमने? देखा है? नई जानकारी तो खोल के दिखाओ, खोल के दिखाओ ना। हमारे मिनिस्टर आए वो देखना चाहते हैं, इनको दिखाओ। पहले आप आए हुए तब हमने कुछ कहा। अरे मंत्री को तुम दिखाओगे नहीं? अपने मिनिस्टर को ही रोक के खड़े हो, इन्हीं को अकेले लेते जाओ, इनको दिखा दो। भाई मिनिस्टर की डायरेक्शन से बड़ी डायरेक्शन है, या तो एलजी की डायरेक्शन है तुम्हें, मेरे से ऊपर तो एलजी है, मेरे से ऊपर किसी आदमी की डायरेक्शन है, तो तुम बताओ किसकी डायरेक्शन है? किसने रोका है तुम्हें?
एक आदमी 300 एकड़ के बंगले, उसको हम कह सकते हैं कि भैया बंगला खाली करो, थोड़ा आम लोगों को भी दे दो जगह। तो इस पार्टी से जो जो नेता जीत के आएंगे, जो जो लोग जीत के आएंगे, वो बड़े बंगले नहीं लेंगे। जहाँ रह रहा था वहीं रहेगा, उसको बड़ा बंगला नहीं रहेगा।
एक समय था जब वीआईपी कल्चर खत्म करने की बड़ी बड़ी बातें करके एक शख्स राजनीति में आया था। उसकी चिकनी चुपड़ी बातों में आकर जनता ने उसे सत्ता का ताज पहनाया था, और सत्ता में आते ही उसने कर दिया जनता के भरोसे को तार तार। उसे आम आदमी समझने वाला हर शख्स हुआ शर्मसार। आम आदमी की बात करते करते उसने बना लिया खुद को खास, अपने ऐशो आराम का जुटाया उसने सारा साजो सामान। आम आदमी के चोले में छिपे इस शहंशाह की ईमानदारी का फट गया है ढोल। शीश महल के नाम पर हुई करोड़ों की लूट की जनता के सामने खुल गई है पोल। जी हाँ, आप सही समझे, हम बात कर रहे हैं अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की, जिन्होंने सत्ता मिलते ही रंग बदलने में गिरगिट को भी पीछे छोड़ दिया। बंगला न लेने की बात करने वाले केजरीवाल ने जनता की गाढ़ी कमाई से 52 करोड़ का शीश महल बना लिया, और न सिर्फ शीश महल बनवाया बल्कि उसमें अपने ऐशो आराम का जो सामान लगवाया, वैसी सुविधाएं तो 7 स्टार होटल में भी नहीं मिलती, लेकिन कट्टर ईमानदार सादगी पसंद केजरीवाल के शीश महल में मिलती हैं, जिसमें लगे हैं 5 करोड़ के रिमोट वाले पर्दे, 1 करोड़ की रेलिंग, 70 लाख के ऑटोमेटिक दरवाजे, 65 लाख के टीवी, 30 लाख की रिमोट कंट्रोल लाइट, 9 लाख का फ्रिज, 4 लाख की मसाज वाली कुर्सी, ये लिस्ट बहुत लंबी है। और तो और केजरीवाल जी इतने आम हैं कि उनके एक टॉयलेट सीट की कीमत 12 लाख है। ये आम सी टॉयलेट सीट केजरीवाल जी को इतनी भाई कि शीश महल खाली करने से पहले वो उसे उखाड़ कर अपने साथ ही ले गए। आखिर शौक बड़ी चीज है, फिर चाहे केजरीवाल जी के आम से शौक पूरे करते करते दिल्ली का खजाना ही क्यों न खाली हो जाए, या दिल्ली 30 सालों में पहली बार कर्जे में ही क्यों न डूब जाए, लेकिन शहंशाही में बड़े बड़े महाराजाओं को पीछे छोड़ देने वाले दिल्ली के बादशाह बने बैठे केजरीवाल जी की शान में जरा भी कमी नहीं आनी चाहिए।
देखिए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी का झूठ आज पूरे देश के सामने उजागर हो गया। वो कहते थे इसमें सोने का टॉयलेट है मुख्यमंत्री आवास में, स्विमिंग पूल है, मिनी बार है, तो हम आप लोगों को लेके आए थे कि दिखा दें। आप देख रहे हैं इतनी पुलिस लगा के हमें रोक दिया गया, इतनी पुलिस लगा के रोक दिया गया। इसका मतलब कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी झूठ और दुष्प्रचार करती है, भारतीय झूठा पार्टी है वो, और उनका झूठ आज पूरे देश के सामने उजागर हो गया। हम लोगों को जाने नहीं दे रहे हैं, आवाज नहीं दिखा रहे हैं, तो अब ये सच सबके सामने आ गया, मीडिया के सामने भी और देश के सामने भी।
जिस प्रकार के घटनाक्रम और जिस प्रकार का भोंडा प्रदर्शन आम आदमी पार्टी के नेता सदन संसद में और एक मंत्री यानी नेता सदन श्री संजय सिंह और मंत्री श्री सौरभ भारद्वाज के द्वारा हुआ, वो जितना भी प्रयास कर लें, परंतु शीश महल जो केजरीवाल जी की विलासिता का स्मारक है और इट इज द म्यूजियम, इसे अब वो बचा नहीं सकते।
Right. Let me go across to my colleague Ishika, who's joining us with more details at this moment. BJP's biggest agenda this election is the Sheesh Mahal, Ishika, and that has now become like the main focal point in this war of words.
Well, yes, certainly, Ankit. You know, as you rightly mentioned, the Sheesh Mahal row has certainly been the highlight of the BJP's campaign against Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party in this election. We have seen how the BJP has alleged that 80 crore rupees of the taxpayers' money was used, in fact, by the Aam Aadmi Party, by the then Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal to renovate the 6 Flagstaff Road bungalow. And in fact, BJP has gone ahead and also made a replica of this, saying that how, in fact, the trees were also cut, the taxpayers' money was looted to make sure that all the luxurious amenities are present in this, Flagstaff Road. Now here today, we saw dramatic scenes as to how the Aam Aadmi Party has now countered that, with the AAP delegation of Sanjay Singh and Saurabh Bhardwaj taking, the media persons for a visit to the 6 Flagstaff bungalow. But what we got to know from the heated exchange between the police personnel and the AAP leaders, that apparently the AAP leaders did not have a permission to go inside, and that is why we are also seeing that heavy deployment was done, after which the Aam Aadmi Party delegation decided to march towards the Prime Minister's residence. Now here, the AAP in fact is challenging the BJP and saying that BJP should open the doors of Prime Minister's residence, countering BJP Sheesh Mahal drive with the Raj Mahal drive for the Prime Minister's residence. Now, what we are seeing is that the response that has come from the BJP has doubled down over this. They have questioned the Aam Aadmi Party leaders, and also especially the Chief Minister Atashi, also questioning that why till now, when in fact, Arvind Kejriwal was there, why was the doors for media not open at that time? Why create drama right now when they did not have any permission to go inside? In fact, what we also got to know from our conversation with BJP leader Parvesh Verma is that now he has also risen to the PWD secretary asking for permission to, in fact, go inside. So certainly the war of words is only now escalating.
So, while the Aam Aadmi Party is banking on Arvind Kejriwal's face, the many schemes that they have launched for the poor, the BJP's main agenda, of course, becomes around the house of Arvind Kejriwal, the former Chief Minister. the residence which they have dubbed as the Sheesh Mahal. Thank you for joining us with all those details, Ishika. Moving on now, challenging the decision of the Biden administration to investigate the activities of Indian billionaire Gautam Adani and his companies, an influential Republican lawmaker has said such selective actions risk damaging critical alliance partners. In fact, in a strongly worded letter to the U.S. Attorney General Merrick B. Garland, Congressman Lance Gooden, member of the House Judiciary Committee, demanded answers on the Justice Department's selective prosecution of foreign entities and the potential harm such actions pose to United States global alliance and economic growth. He also said if there is any George Soros connection to it. The Department of Justice selective action risks damaging critical alliances with key partners like India, one of America's strongest allies in Asia-Pacific region, Gooden said in his letter dated January 7th. The 5-term Republican lawmaker also said targeting entities that invest tens of billions of dollars and create tens of thousands of jobs for Americans only harm the U.S. in the long run. So this is now, in fact, ahead of the opening ceremony of the inauguration ceremony of Donald Trump, a significant development coming in from the United States. The lawmaker also asking, is there a George Soros connection, who was given one of the highest awards, civilian awards in America by the outgoing President Joe Biden. All right, that's all the time that we have in this edition. News and updates will continue here on NDTV. Stay tuned.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
I've been reporting on all issues, big and small, from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news, is here.
All set for Trump 2.0. Countdown to January 20th. Terror shadow, visa wars. All the twists and turns. Tracking Trump takeover. Every day at 10:30 p.m. only on NDTV 24/7.
Mahakumbh, a festival of faith, the world's biggest spiritual festival, the divine dip at the spiritual Sangam. a sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025.
We are able to maintain the democratic fabric and the democratic system.
I want to do something that can make a difference.
लगातार जनता की आवाज को सरकार तक पहुंचाने का काम मैं करता हूं.
I was a student up until very recently. I really want to work and do something for my people because they have given me this opportunity. They have elected me.
सोचा नहीं था कि राज्यसभा सांसद बनूंगी.
I've been reporting on all issues.
Very good afternoon. Watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Diaspora. Let's get to your top story, and that is in regard to US President-elect Donald Trump, who's escalated his rhetoric, saying that he wouldn't rule out using military coercion in order to take control of Greenland or the Panama Canal. This is Trump, who has issued threats against several US partners on Tuesday. He floated using economic force to annex Canada, though officials in those nations have staunchly pushed back. He also proposed renaming the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America. Trump's pledges of territorial expansion are improbable, but affirmed that he plans to take foreign policy to new precedented shattering levels, as per a Bloomberg report. The swift, serious rebuffs from the world leaders, analysts also have got to say, which really shows how much Trump is already controlling the geopolitical narrative.
We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring that covers a lot of territory. The Gulf of America, what a beautiful name. And it's appropriate. It's appropriate. And Mexico has to stop allowing millions of people to pour into our country. They can stop them. And we're going to put very serious tariffs on Mexico and Canada, because Canada, they come through Canada too, and the drugs that are coming through are at record numbers. So we're going to make up for that by putting tariffs on Mexico and Canada. Substantial tariffs.
And outgoing Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has slammed President-elect Donald Trump's argument that Canada could join the United States. Trudeau took to social media site X, saying there isn't a snowball's chance in hell that Canada would become part of the United States. Workers and communities in both our countries benefit from being each other's biggest trading and security partner. This after Donald Trump held a press conference where he said he would not consider using military force in order to make Canada the 51st state, but would use economic force. He argued that the United States has spent hundreds of billions of dollars to protect Canada, even as the Americans run a trade deficit. Trump, by the way, has on numerous occasions suggested that Canada become the 51st state and has referred to Trudeau as the governor. Canadian politician Anita Anand, currently the Minister of Transport in Justin Trudeau's government, is being considered as a candidate in order to replace Justin Trudeau as the Prime Minister. Anita Anand is a senior member of the Liberal Party of Canada. She's been a member of the Parliament since 2019 and has held several key portfolios, including Minister of Public Services and Procurement, the Minister of National Defence and the President of Treasury Board. She has been the Transport and International Trade Minister, and she's been in place since 2024. A strike in Burej, a Palestinian refugee camp located in the central Gaza Strip, on Monday night killed at least 3 people, including 2 women. The bodies of the victims were then taken to the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital in Dar al-Balla. Israel's war against Hamas in Gaza has now killed over 45,800 Palestinians, according to Gaza's health ministry. And mothers and daughters of families with hostages in Gaza held a silent protest in order to demand an immediate deal for their release. The protest has come about just after Hamas announced a list of names of 34 hostages who could be released in the first stage of any ceasefire agreement. The US-led ceasefire talks between Israel and Hamas have repeatedly stalled. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has gone on to say that he would press ahead in Gaza until Hamas is destroyed. But the militants, while greatly weakened, have repeatedly regrouped, often after Israeli forces withdrew from the areas. Meanwhile, in Tel Aviv on Monday, relatives of the hostages gave that statement asking for US President-elect Donald Trump to secure that deal that would include every hostage. The FBI released videos of Jabbar, the man responsible for the truck attack in New Orleans on New Year's Day that killed 14 people, that showed him in the hours leading up to the attack and during a previous visit to the city. Jabbar, aged 42, a former U.S. Army soldier from Houston, carried out that attack early on Wednesday last week. The police fatally shot him during that firefight at the scene of the deadly crash on that very famous Bourbon Street. It's worldwide famous, and it's of course for that festive vibe when it comes to New Orleans and its festivals. Former French President Nicolas Sarkozy his trial has started over alleged illegal financing of his 2007 presidential campaign by the government of the then Libyan leader. We are talking about Gaddafi. Well, Sarkozy, at the age of 69, who served as the president from 2007 all the way to 2012, did not speak to the press at the arrival at the Paris court. He has denied any sort of wrongdoing. The Libyan case, the biggest and the possibly most shocking of several scandals involving Sarkozy, is scheduled to run until the 10th of April, with a verdict that's expected at an even later date. Sarkozy faces charges of massive corruption that took place, illegal campaign financing, concealment of embezzlement of public funds, and criminal association, punished by up to 10 years in prison. The trial involves 11 other defendants, including 3 former ministers, Franco-Lebanese businessmen. We're talking about Zaid Taqiyuddin, as well as the accused of having played the role of intermediary that has fled in Lebanon and is not expected to appear at that hearing in Paris. Authorities in Las Vegas revealed that the suspect behind the New Year's Day Tesla Cybertruck explosion outside the Trump International Hotel used ChatGPT to plan the blast. Identified as Army soldier Matthew Livelsberg, the suspect reportedly acted alone in what the FBI has gone ahead and classified as a suicide. South Korean anti-graft investigators secure a new court-ordered arrest warrant on Tuesday for impeached president. We're talking about Yoon, who has failed. He had failed that martial law bid that threw the country into turmoil. The former star prosecutor has refused questioning 3 times after his bungled 3rd of December martial law that plunged South Korea into its worst political crisis in decades, as anti-graft officials and police got a fresh warrant from the same court that issued the first order. Yoon is believed to be holed up in his residence that was surrounded by hundreds of cars that detained from entry. And members of the Republican and the Democratic Party who served during Jimmy Carter's presidential term, they paid their respect to the former president. The military honor guards, a procession down Pennsylvania Avenue, and a service in the Capitol. That's continued the public, as far as, this is a tribute to Jimmy Carter, who died on the 29th of December at the age of 100. The former president will lie in state. This is before his remains are moved to the National Cathedral later today. A Florida judge temporarily blocked the release of a Department of Justice special counsel report that would detail findings from Donald Trump's classified documents case. Jack Smith led 2 federal probes into Donald Trump, one of an alleged attempt to overturn his 2020 election, as far as that defeat is concerned, and another on his alleged mishandling of classified documents. Both cases against Trump were shelved when he won re-election. But Mr. Smith's detailed report was due to be released as the U.S. District Judge, who dismissed it last July, temporarily barring Mr. Smith or Garland from releasing, sharing or transmitting the report. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced a series of major changes to the company's moderation policies and practices, citing a shifting political and social landscape and a desire to embrace free speech. Zuckerberg said that Meta will end its fact-checking program with trusted partners and replace it with a community-driven system similar to X's community notes. The announcement marks Meta's latest attempt to smooth over relations with Republican president, that is the president-elect of the United States, Donald Trump, who will be taking office on the 20th of this month. Thousands of Americans are still without power as Winter Storm Blair continues to emit bone-chilling temperatures across large swaths of the United States. The storm, which arrived from Canada, had dripped through 7 states, dumping several feet of snow and inches of rain across 7 states. Residents of Missouri, as well as Illinois, Indiana, as well as Kentucky, West Virginia, Virginia as well, and Florida. Those are the 7 states that have been experiencing widespread power outages. In addition to freezing power lines, the storm has also caused massive delays with airline travel. And let's just also get you the latest when it comes to South Korean anti-draft investigators secured a new court-ordered arrest warrant for impeached president whose failed martial law bid threw the country into turmoil. Amazon Web Series, these are the services, announced plans to invest $11 billion to expand its AI and cloud infrastructure in the state of Georgia. The investment, which will create 550 high-skilled jobs, reflects growing demand for robust data centers to power artificial intelligence. This follows Microsoft's $80 billion investment in AI-driven infrastructure and focus on expanding the capabilities. In a landmark deal, Getty Images and Shutterstock are set to merge, forming a $3.7 billion powerhouse in the stock image industry. The merger aims to position the companies for the artificial intelligence era as generative AI tools that challenge traditional licensing models. However, this deal may face antitrust scrutiny due to the scale of the consolidation in the visual content market. A leading tech industry group has urged the Biden administration to halt a proposed rule that would limit global access to US-made AI chips. The Information Technology Industry Council, representing companies like Amazon, Microsoft, as well as Meta, have gone on to say that the restrictions could harm US competitiveness and see the global market to rivals, and see the global markets as far as those rivals are concerned. Emirati billionaire Hussein Sajwani has committed and gone on to say that $20 billion have been committed to the US data center industry. Sajwani made the announcement alongside President-elect Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Trump highlighted this investment as part of his broader push to strengthen domestic industries and to limit China's access to advanced technologies. The move aligns with Trump's promise of economic growth, though some question the feasibility of such large-scale investments. The dream of flying taxis is closer than ever. Companies like Joby Aviation and Archer Aviation are testing electrical vertical takeoffs and landing aircrafts that can travel at 200 miles per hour. Now, this is going to be very quiet and very efficient as what is being promised. These futuristic vehicles promise to turn hours of traffic into minutes of flight. The US Federal Aviation Administration has even created a new aircraft category called powered lift, paving the way for regulatory approval. While hurdles remain, Dubai could see commercial air taxis take off as early as this year.
I was born and raised in the Santa Cruz Mountains and dreamt of building a vertical takeoff and landing aircraft that I could fly home from school. We see this as a new class of transportation, as a first step in moving into the skies for our daily transportation. And so initially we will be serving routes, high density routes like city centers to airports. For example, a trip that could take an hour or 2 hours on the ground stuck in traffic, and you can fly that in 5 or 10 minutes. We think that's a game changer for the quality of people's lives.
And New York's new tool for drivers entering the center of Manhattan. And this is while entering Manhattan, that debuted on Sunday, meaning many people will have now to pay $9 to access the busiest part of the Big Apple during peak hours. The toll, known as congestion pricing, is meant to reduce traffic. This is the gridlock in the densely packed city, which also will raise money to help fix its ailing public transit infrastructure. Drivers will pay $9 to enter Manhattan, the southern part as far as Central Park is concerned, as far as the weekdays go, between 5 o'clock in the morning and 9 o'clock at night, and on weekends between 9 o'clock a.m. and also 9 p.m. So between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. they'll have to dish out $9 to enter Manhattan. Indonesia has launched a program to provide free meals for nearly 90 million children and pregnant women. The initiative fulfills one of the president's central campaign promises. Southeast Asia's largest economy has set an ambitious goal to reduce poverty and become an advanced high-income country by 2045. Indonesia formally joined the BRICS bloc of major emerging economies as a full member on Monday. The free food scheme aimed at combating malnutrition in children is seen as a cornerstone of that goal. The high cost of the initiative, however, $4 billion for this year alone, has raised concerns about whether the nation can really afford that. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck have settled their divorce and are asking a judge to finalize their breakup. Lopez filed documents in Los Angeles' Supreme Court. This is that Superior Court that shows that the former couple had gone ahead and settled their divorce through mediation in September, about a month after she filed for divorce. While most of the financial details of their split were not publicly filed, nor was none of the stars will have to pay the other any kind of support. So it is Lopez that will then finally drop that last name Affleck from her legal name once the divorce is finalized. Are Zendaya and Tom Holland taking the next step as far as their relationship is concerned? Are they engaged is the big question, as Zendaya was spotted wearing a rock on her left-hand ring finger at the red carpet of the Golden Globes. Sources close to the couple say that the Spider-Man star popped the question between Christmas and New Year's holiday. Dropping to one knee in a very intimate setting, Tom and Zendaya started dating back in 2021. It is Tom who's believed to have waited for months actually before he could actually go ahead and propose, as he was really waiting for that right moment, even though he had asked Zendaya's father for his blessings months ago. Tom Holland has skipped the Golden Globes as he prefers to let Zendaya have her spotlight, adding, "Because it's not my moment, it's really her moment, and if we go together, it'll become about us," explaining why they don't really ever walk the red carpet together. Bradley Cooper, the Oscar-nominated actor and filmmaker behind A Star Is Born and Maestro, will be turning 50 on Sunday. Born on the 5th of January, we're talking about one of the Cooper's earliest screen appearance was in this 1999 episode of Sex and the City before breaking through with leading parts in hit series. He's up to his hit 2009 comedies, He's Just Not That Into You, and the first of the Hangover series. Well, Bradley Cooper's first Oscar nomination came for 2012 Silver Lining Playbook and the first of the 5 Academy acting nods. He was also a nominee for American Hustle, American Sniper, A Star Is Born, and Maestro. Ariana Grande as well as Daniel Craig were among the stars at the National Board of Review Awards Gala that took place in New York. The National Board of Review put its full support behind John M. Chu's Wicked, naming the lavish musical the best film of the year, Chu the best director, and awarding its stars, including Cynthia and Ariana, a prize for their collaboration. Wicked is also embarking on a very exclusive, we're talking about the awards campaign that's expected to make it a really major Academy Awards contender.
I mean, it feels incredible. I mean, I think it asks so many important questions, and it talks about love and allyship and sisterhood, and once you know the truth, what do you do with it? And it raises important questions, but it's also full of laughter and full of love, and I'm just so grateful to be a part of something that hopefully inspires people to lead with more empathy.
And Miss Alabama Abby Stoker is now Miss America 2025. Stockard was crowned after making it to the final round of the pageant at the Walt Disney Theatre in Orlando in Florida. The crowd and her fellow contestants cheered wildly as she tearfully took her crown and walked the stage with her best pageant wave. The title comes with a $50,000 scholarship. The 22-year-old beat out Miss Texas, Annette Ado Wubo, who took home the first runner prize. Let's get you the latest from Kerala, and this is in regard to the temple, the elephant injuries. In fact, this is an incident that has been reported. A man flung in the air, critically injured, rampaging, the areas. You can see visually, these are the visuals on your screen of that rampage that took place due to that incident with the elephant. And Prime Minister Modi, they're inaugurating the 18th edition of the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention, a key initiative of the government to connect and engage with the Indian diaspora in Bhubaneswar on the 9th of this month. The President of Trinidad as well as Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago President as well as the chief guest will be Kristen Carla Kangalau, will be addressing that gathering virtually. Now, this is an occasion that is celebrated on the 9th of January to mark Mahatma Gandhi's return from South Africa to India back in 1915.
With me here today are some very important members of the diaspora. In fact, I have members from Congo and who've come all the way from Uganda. One of them is actually an awardee who will be given an award day after by President Murmu. Recognition of the work that he is doing in Uganda, taking Uganda forward, taking Indian community forward in Uganda. In fact, sir, thank you so much for speaking to me and speaking to NDTV. Let me start with you first, sir, which is that the award is a recognition of the work that you've been doing in Uganda. Talk to us about the engagement that diaspora has been having with India in the last couple of years and your role.
Okay, I'm Ramesh Babu from Uganda, Kampala. So I've been selected for the award for the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, the activity on the community services, basically on the community services. As a firm, we are into pharmaceutical distribution and manufacturing, FMCG distribution. Our commitment is that 10% of our money should go to employees and for the unprivileged people for their benefit of it. A lot of service activities we do.
And Mr. Mehta, you were speaking right now on this session which talked about also Youth Connect. There's a lot of focus and something that our External Affairs Minister also mentioned about the focus on youth and how that could really ensure greater connect between India and diaspora members. Talk to us about how the Uganda diaspora and people of Indian origin in Uganda are looking at ways of contributing more to India.
Thank you, Gauri. Myself, Paresh Mehta. And yes, you rightly mentioned that the youth are deeply rooted with the great heritage and our culture. And you have seen that now Modiji's Parivar is 35 million. The largest diaspora is Indian community outside of India living. And also contributing in their adopted land by doing the social activities, by doing the philanthropic work, by contributing in a business as far as Uganda is concerned.
And switching tracks now to some sports news now, and it's Djokovic who's teamed up with his rival Andy Murray, and this is the practice round just before the first Grand Slam. We're talking about the Australian Open.
Djokovic and Andy Murray won't be seen on either side of the court during the upcoming Australian Open. Djokovic is targeting a record-extending 11th Australian Open title and historic 25th Grand Slam. After a lukewarm 2024, during which Olympic medal was his biggest achievement, Djoko announced the surprise appointment of longtime rival and good friend Murray to his team. The announcement came late November last year. The pair, both 37, were born 7 days apart. But Britain's three-time major winner, Murray, ended his playing career following the Paris Olympic Games in August. The former rivals partnered during the off-season after Olympic champion Djokovic parted ways with long-time coach Goran Ivanisevic. Djokovic, who's just 4 months shy of turning 38, will become the oldest Grand Slam winner in the Open era if he manages to forge a successful title-winning run at the Australian Open. Djoko made his first appearance of the season last week in Brisbane, where he fell in the quarterfinals. And that is why he chose to practice with Carlos Alcaraz to soak up the Melbourne heat. With coach Murray watching over, Djoko needed more time between points than Alcaraz to catch his breath and more towels to soak up his sweat. The goal for this Djoko-Murray partnership will be to push the 24-time slam.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news is here.
All set for Trump 2.0. Countdown to January 20th. Terror shadow, visa wars. All the twists and turns. Tracking Trump takeover. Every day at 10:30 p.m. only on NDTV 24/7.
Mahakumbh, a festival of faith, the world's biggest spiritual festival, the divine dip at the spiritual Sangam, a sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage. NDTV's mega coverage of the Mega Fest. NDTV at Mahakumbh 2025.
We are able to maintain the democratic fabric and the democratic system.
I want to do something that can make a difference.
लगातार जनता की आवाज को सरकार तक पहुंचाने का काम मैं करता हूं.
I was a student up until very recently. I really want to work and do something for my people because they have given me this opportunity. They have elected me.
सोचा नहीं था कि राज्यसभा सांसद बनूंगी.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of
It's a showdown over Chennai rape case in Tamil Nadu Assembly. CM Stalin admits that the accused is a supporter. Stalin denies that accused is a DMK member. First joint parliamentary committee meeting on One Nation, One Election. NDTV catches up on an exclusive interview with JPC chairperson PP Chaudhary. All parties should think about nation building, says Chaudhary. Showdown over Sheesh Mahal in Delhi as elections draw close up. Protest demands unlocking of ex-CM's house. They say that LG is hiding keys, backing BJP's lies, while BJP says that Arvind Kejriwal's Sheesh Mahal is a proof of Aam Aadmi Party's graft. One body has been recovered from an inundated coal mine in Assam, while several labourers are still trapped inside since the 6th of January. Republican Congressman Lance Gooden writes to US Attorney General against the indictment of industrialist Gautam Adani, calling it a selective action that risks damaging Washington's critical alliance with India. Congressman also asked if there was any George Soros connection to it. A temple elephant injures 17 people in Kerala. The elephant gets agitated during festival. Hello and welcome to News at 3. I'm your host Rika Roy, and we zoom in on the big story from south of India. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin today admitted that the man accused of sexually assaulting a student on Anna University campus is a DMK supporter. Assuring that the safety of women is paramount to the state government, Mr. Stalin said that the man was not shielded and the Gundas Act was invoked against him. He also clarified that the suspect, Gyanasekaran, a roadside biryani vendor, is not a member of his party, rather a supporter of DMK. Mr. Stalin said that an FIR was filed immediately in the case and the suspect was arrested within hours. The December 23 incident in which a 19-year-old engineering student was sexually assaulted allegedly on the Anna University campus has caused an uproar during the ongoing State Assembly session. My colleague Sam Daniel sends us this report.
How do you look at Chief Minister M.K. Stalin's response in terms of the action taken regarding the alleged sexual assault on Anna University campus?
Very poor action. He never speak about these accused biodata. Originally he belongs to DMK. He's close associated with the ministers. There's some photos are, I can see this.
He says he's a supporter but not a member of the party.
And I'm never, whether supporting or not a member of the party, that is entirely different. When you are attached with the minister, that is the reason that he belongs to DMK.
What does the AADMK expect in terms of investigation in this case?
There is a specific direction with the Supreme Court. I think there is a committee formed, SIT is formed. So we are thinking that there is a clear-cut evidence from the Anna University side.
Lastly, he is also referring to the Pollachi issue under the AADMK. Is that an embarrassment?
That issue is pending in the CBI. Okay, he is speaking about the CBI. He is giving a lot of reference. I am saying that CBI is not giving any report to anybody. So he is lying with his house.
Thank you so much, sir. That was Mr. Talabai Sundaram, AADMK MLA, talking to us in Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel, for NDTV. Both the opposition, including the key opposition AADMK, and allies of the ruling DMK, including the Congress and VCK, had brought in call attention motion to discuss the alleged sexual assault on the Anna University campus. And it's in this context, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin responded for the first time talking about this issue on the floor of the House. He made two important points. One, he explained the action taken so far. Number two, he also responded to allegations that the alleged arrested perpetrator is a DMK member. He has denied that. In terms of the action taken, M.K. Stalin says immediately FIR was filed and the man was arrested, and now even the Gundas Act has been invoked. He added the special investigation team appointed by the Madras High Court is investigating. And on the specific question of the opposition alleging that the alleged perpetrator had spoken to someone in the presence of the survivor, addressing the other person on the phone as sir, he says no matter who is that person, he or she would be arrested and brought to justice, irrespective of the background of that person. But for the first time, he has said the arrested person is a supporter of the DMK, but he has denied that he is a member of the ruling party. And he has taken on the opposition, particularly the key opposition, the AIADMK, referring to the alleged what was then called as the Pollachi sexual abuse case. He said in that case, the AIADMK government had taken 12 days to file the FIR, and now it's just immediate. And talking about the key opposition leader EPS, who had earlier come wearing a black shirt, and the AIADMK members had brought in placards into the house, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin says he has forgotten his role, his position as the former Chief Minister and as the opposition leader, and is an example, he says, how much ready is he to stoop for political gains.
Now, the parliamentary panel constituted to scrutinize the two simultaneous election bills is holding its first meeting today. It's underway right now, with officials of Law and Justice Ministry scheduled to brief its members on the provisions of the proposed laws. The 39-member Joint Committee of Parliament is headed by BJP MP P.P. Chaudhary and includes members of all major parties, including Priyanka Gandhi Vadra of Congress, Sanjay Jha of the JDU, Shiv Sena's Shrikant Shinde, Aam Aadmi Party Sanjay Singh and TMC's Kalyan Banerjee. BJP says that leaders need to rise above party politics. Listen in. We also will get you a report from our colleague Aishwarya.
Well, the first meeting of the Joint Parliamentary Committee on One Nation, One Election is still underway at the Parliament complex, and this is being chaired by the Bharatiya Janata Party MP and former Law Minister of our country, P.P. Chaudhary. The committee, which comprises of 39 members, are deliberating upon how the further consultations will be done as far as the political parties are concerned, the judiciary is concerned, and also the election commissions of our country. Certainly, we have been told that it is also the constitutionality, the legality and the logistical approach of conducting simultaneous polls in the country will be talked upon. Today, it would be Ministry of Law and Justice who would be submitting the presentation in front of the committee members as per as the Ramnath Kovind committee report, which was submitted back in September last year to President of India after having vital consultations, and the committee which stated that there could be an approach that can be reached to hold simultaneous elections, be it the general elections and the state body elections as well. Now, certainly it would be the committee which would be making consensus, because remember, when there was this bill which needed a constitutional amendment was tabled in the parliament, it was a huge uproar that we have seen from the opposition camp as well. The opposition parties in fact went on to say that these are draconian bills and this cannot be implemented in the country, and this will just lead to one nation, one leader, one political party in the entire country. These were statements that were made by the opposition parties. But today, P.P. Chaudhary, chairperson of the Joint Parliamentary Committee, spoke to NDTV exclusively this morning, and he said that and urged different political parties to stand beyond their political party lines and to take the interest of the nation first, to make consensus and there would be deliberations that he stated will be happening very soon. How the entire meetings in the next few weeks will pan out is something that will be very interesting to see.
Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the 18th edition of the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention, a key initiative of the government to connect and engage with the Indian diaspora in Bhubaneswar tomorrow, that's 9th of January. President of Trinidad and Tobago will be the chief guest, and she'll address the gathering virtually. The Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is celebrated on January 9 to mark Mahatma Gandhi's return from South Africa to India in 1915.
With me here today are some very important members of the diaspora. In fact, I have members from Congo and who've come all the way from Uganda. One of them is actually an awardee who will be given an award day after by President Murmu. Recognition of the work that he is doing in Uganda, taking Uganda forward, taking Indian community forward in Uganda. In fact, sir, thank you so much for speaking to me and speaking to NDTV. Let me start with you first, sir, which is that the award is a recognition of the work that you've been doing in Uganda. Talk to us about the engagement that diaspora has been having with India in the last couple of years and your role.
Okay, I'm Ramesh Babu from Uganda, Kampala. So I've been selected for the award for the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, the activity on the community services, basically on the community services. As a firm, we are into pharmaceutical distribution and manufacturing, FMCG distribution. Our commitment is that 10% of our money should go to employees and for the unprivileged people for their benefit of it. A lot of service activities we do.
And Mr. Mehta, you were speaking right now on this session which talked about also Youth Connect. There's a lot of focus and something that our External Affairs Minister also mentioned about the focus on youth and how that could really ensure greater connect between India and diaspora members. Talk to us about how the Uganda diaspora and people of Indian origin in Uganda are looking at ways of contributing more to India.
Thank you, Gauri. Myself, Paresh Mehta. And yes, you rightly mentioned that the youth are deeply rooted with the great heritage and our culture. And you have seen that now Modiji's Parivar is 35 million. The largest diaspora is Indian community outside of India living. And also contributing in their adopted land by doing the social activities, by doing the philanthropic work, by contributing in a business as far as Uganda is concerned.
Now, a body was recovered from a coal mine in Assam's Dima Hasao 2 days after water gushed into it, trapping 9 workers. Navy deep divers were requisitioned to assist in the rescue operation. The water level inside the mine has risen to nearly 100 feet, according to the assessment by the station team. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma posted that 21 paradivers have recovered a lifeless body from the well. And he also said that thoughts and prayers of him and his team are with the grieving family. My colleague Ratnadeep Chaudhary visited the location, and this is the report he sends us.
Here at the Kalapani block of the Assam quarry, where in this quarry the incident had taken place, you can see the deep divers of Indian Navy, Indian Army